please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. We came for one, man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man so tough, but man's keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize, right guys, let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch me, please use caution. Stop that, stop that, stop that.
You guys should have seen how proud of himself Greg Cody was as an old-timey sports writer coming in here with finger guns and saying, hey, Dan, Wimbledon won by a couple of dope fiends.
That's right. I love that phrase, dope fiends. It harks back to my youth.
You love that phrase.
Yeah, I used to read Mad Magazine all the time, and dope fiends is like one of those phrases that you associate with the 50s and the 60s, the beatnik era.
What's your word association? Like, what's the face you picture? With
who do you pick first?
With the two dope fiends?
Like when someone says, who's a dope fiend?
Oh, a dope fiend implied somebody in the 50s who was on the early side of like shooting heroin or something like that.
So when you close your eyes,
right.
what does the avatar look like?
Yeah, who do you think?
Does it look like a specific person?
No.
When you close your eyes and think of a dope fiend, do you think of anybody?
No, I don't.
Okay. Just
Why?
a generic archetype.
Thanks for playing.
Thank you. You're
Well,
very good at this.
Like, what are you implying?
Yeah.
Like, who should I be
No,
thinking?
it's all right, man.
It's
You
always
know what?
great.
That's on us.
It's always great when he comes in here and all he's got is a phrase. Like he doesn't have any elaboration. He
Want to build out this world with you?
We were trying to work with you, but he just started getting confused by your questions.
This is a fun playground. Let's play in it with Greg.
No.
Explode the space.
I have more to say about both Wimbledon champions having been suspended for doping. It's an embarrassment to Wimbledon. And here's the thing about dope fiends. Once they serve their time, it's as if we forget that they cheated. You know, like in the coverage of Wimbledon, nobody says, Swiatek is coming back from a blankety-blank penalty. She used to be the number one tennis player in the world, number one female. Now she's number 8. Why? Because she missed so much time after doping. Same with Yannick Sinner, of course, the appropriately named Yannick Sinner.
This energy for Ekblad.
Well, you know what? He did his time, but but he can't make it go away. In other words, if I'm writing the history of Aaron Ekblad, it's not the lead paragraph, but it's certainly mentioned.
I just realized that Greg Cody on a Monday morning after a weekend of porn, that he is like a car that doesn't start so well after 70 years. Like you're just trying to turn it over. The words don't come. And so he's a professional broadcaster talking about Wimbledon. Mm-hmm. And it's the first words of the show in sports analysis. And he's like, yada, yada, whatever. And he just doesn't have the words that he needs to talk about championship sport.
Well, Swiatek, I couldn't recall exactly how long her doping penalty was, but it was scandalous, as was Sinner's, because they're at the top of their profession and they're both cheating. And so, I don't that doesn't sit well with me. If I'm talking about the Wimbledon weekend, that's a major thing with me, is that these two people, everybody's saying, oh, Sinner, the Sinner and Alcaraz rivalry is so wonderful. No, to me the thing is both Wimbledon winners are convicted cheaters.
Dope fiends.
Dope fiends.
Why? This is coming from the same person who last week came in here and said, I miss the Tour de France having dopers.
Well, I was kidding about that. I mean, that was a joke.
That one's fine. There's certain sports where it helps.
I mean, yeah, Lance Armstrong. Lance
Baseball.
Armstrong.
All of them. And certain sports as in all of them.
I mean,
well,
I'm the illusion of it not being there in the NFL, I guess, helps,
Okay, whatever happened to Lance Armstrong, by the way?
I want to do this. Well, Lance Armstrong's got one of the top sports podcasts in America.
He does?
He does, yes. He was covering the Tour
What's
de
it called?
France. I don't know. You'll have to tell me.
Live strong.
The thing that I find interesting about everything that's happened in sport is that you're one of the few still clutching on to this. I think it's become so normalized that everyone thinks that everyone in sports is trying to get some sort of competitive edge, and many of them are being caught. It doesn't stand to reason that somebody is beating all the cheats cleanly.
Right. Well, that's the problem, though, that we've painted ourselves into a corner as sports fans. You know, Cal Raleigh hits 38 home runs before the All-Star break, and it's natural to wonder, when will he be convicted of doping? You know, what kind of steroids has he been using? I'm not saying he is. He may be as clean as the driven snow, but it's natural to wonder, and that's too bad. It's too bad.
I wonder if many people are doing much in the way of wondering anymore. I feel like all of this has largely gone away. That Wimbledon there are very few people doing what you just did with dope fiends today.
I don't think about this at all anymore. Like you just mentioned Cal Raleigh. You saying that is the first time I've thought about that this season.
Really?
I just don't think about it.
Wow. So it doesn't occur to you that a relative no-name player comes out of nowhere, hits 38 home runs on a record pace, and what about him?
So are you doing that? Are you doing that anytime that you see anything marvelous? I know Amin got mad at me on LeBron doing unprecedented things at an unprecedented age when I'm not even accusing him of anything. I'm just saying, if you have to bet and be right whether the best people in sports are beating all of the cheaters clean, do you know how much better you have to be than everyone? That everyone else is cheating, and you're doing it right, and you're beating all the cheaters. They can't beat you. Like, that doesn't make any sense. What sense does that make? I'm assuming that everyone in sports is way out ahead of everybody who is monitoring testing because they have the science and the economy of the science around it. Aren't you?
No. I don't assume Cal Raleigh is dirty.
You just brought it up.
You brought it up.
You made me think about it for the
None
first
of us were
time.
thinking
That was
about
reasonable
it except
doubt.
you.
Look at that.
He's not telling us how to think.
I brought it up because in an age where it was only one baseball generation ago that the biggest names in the league were convicted.
Well, thank you for bringing that up, because I will tell you
Thank you for bringing
guys,
that up, video.
I will tell you guys that I don't know whether this is happening to you at all, nor do I know if you guys take any inventory of when some of your patterns and habits had changed. For example, I don't know if many of you have any idea when you started using the telephone to simply text, that you didn't use it or as a computer, but never as a phone. I don't know if you have a time and place when this happened to you, but somewhere along the line in streaming, I'm going to say in the last 4 years, 5 years, as we've changed what we've done around here and how it is that you guys access it, my viewing habits have changed a lot. And one of the ways that it's changed is the YouTube algorithm absolutely knows how to feed me. And so I get caught this weekend in just a flume of Jose Canseco interviews. As you mentioned, steroids, and I'm just looking at multiple documentaries, poorly made documentaries, okay? The documentaries that start with like 7 houses, studios that have horses running, like there's 7 of them. Some of them are in foreign lands, and you're like, this can't be any good. But Canseco was actually, it's hard to explain Canseco to people when you think about what we were just talking about, because Canseco brought in the advent of steroids, really did, standing in right field as Fenway Park is heckling him and yelling about syringes and stuff, and he's just making muscles in right field because he was the first one who got to the stuff.
He's just flexing like Hulk Hogan?
Yes, like they're all booing him and stuff, and he's a villain. But it's really hard to explain to people. One of the documentaries I was just watching was so sad because they're talking to his girlfriend, and what she's saying makes it clear that 3 minutes later they're going to break up. Like what she's saying to the camera about, oh, he's just a baby. Without baseball, he just cries and doesn't know how to do anything else. And he just reminds me of almost every Cuban man I've ever met. And it was just a Cuban meathead had 40-40 in baseball, and it was majestic. He just didn't know what to do. Like, the man was a toddler, and he's like, let me date Madonna. He's just running around as just Cuban meathead. Tony, your father, his friends, my father, his friends, they all loved Canseco.
I know the archetype.
They loved Canseco.
16th Street, by the way, in Southwest.
It's named after him. That street
Not
is
anymore.
Oh, no, they took it down. That's right.
Used to be.
Dope
R.I.P.
fiend.
Think about how few chances the Cuban-American male has had to have one of his fellow meatheads at the very top of a sport. What got us there? Dope fiend. Like, there was no way to it. Like, he stunk compared to Tartable and Palmero. How did he get ahead of him? He's been using steroids since he's 25. And he's been using it for 25 years. And now he's on camera talking about, I have no sex drive. I can get no testosterone on my own. My body has forgotten how to make it.
I mean, when I was a kid, so we're talking like late 80s with Canseco, he came off as a superhero as a kid watching baseball. He was like so much cooler than everybody else. Yeah. He was a superhero if you were a kid.
It's strange, though, to see how much baseball bodies have changed, that he was the superhero, and now look at Aaron Judge. And I don't think people are assuming Aaron Judge is on steroids. I think they think that he naturally comes by
until now
that physique. You think most people know that The Rock is on steroids? Do you think because he denies it and he's in his 50s? No one looks like.
Wait,
like,
you're sounding like you're an authority on this matter. You just said he denies it, but you think most people know that The Rock is on?
Look
steroids?
at him is what I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
Just look at him. He's 50 years old. People don't look like that at 50 years old.
Hold on a second.
Time to throw away all journalistic credibility and get reckless. Here is something we like to call reckless speculation.
You're good.
Thank you, Dad.
Good enthusiasm there. It takes a while for the car to crank up in the morning.
What makes you think he's on steroids? That guy right there.
I see that some people are surprised recently by the total disintegration of the Liver King, whose entire story unraveled as soon as people found out that he was denying steroid use, even though, again, I think it's a credible accusation to just say, look at him! You don't look like that.
Spent like $30,000 a month on steroids.
But
$30,000 a month
while denying it the whole time, and now has just not that he hasn't always been off the deep end, but now he's talking about killing Joe Rogan and has just gone full lunatic because they've taken what was his identity. Do you know who the Liver King is?
No.
I don't like that guy.
Should I?
You'd have no reason to know that. No, but I just assume if I'm looking at somebody who's over 50 years old and they look like that, I'm going to go ahead and assume that that's not natural and that's not because he's eating egg whites. That's not.
or liver.
No,
Is that the Liver King?
That is the Liver King,
Yeah?
yes, because he claimed that he looked like that by just eating liver, just eating meat.
Mortals.
My ancestors used to eat liver all the time. Nana Doogie. I'm not even saying this as a joke, but it's real. Like, I grew up, chicken liver was all over the house. Like I love chicken liver. Not so much the other. Nana used to eat any animal liver, she would eat it. I confine myself to chicken livers, which were really good. You know, I endorse liver.
Why'd you stop? What happened? Like it sounds like you retired it without knowing.
I really do enjoy it.
I love how he just pulls away from the microphone and he's just talking directly to Zaz.
It's gotten so much worse. And what's funnier about it as it gets worse is I can't help but smile because look at how patchy that mustache is. This has been weeks. He's been trying to grow that for weeks. How does Erlene feel about the fuzz on the top of your dead upper lip?
Yeah, it's funny you should ask that because I talked to her about that on the Greg Cody Show podcast, which dropped today, just a couple hours ago.
So many downloads already. 9:13
Hockey
a.m.
sticks.
Thank you very
Just
much.
hockey sticks.
Suffice to say, she does not approve of my mustache.
Oh, no.
But there's a means
Spoiler
to an
alert.
end. It's a means to an end because it's socially acceptable when you have a pencil-thin mustache to dye it. Yeah. So that's the plan here with Greg, that it's not just going to be grown for you to see a patchy mustache. He's going to go full Arthur Blank, full Clark Gable.
Why are you doing this?
Mike actually brought it up a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like,
it's a good look for him.
Why the hell not?
Clark Gable?
Yeah. Like Vince McMahon, he looked great when he did that.
He really is.
You're giving Greg this advice. You're doing it with a straight face from out from under your ridiculous mustache.
Ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. It's just a mustache.
Good looking stash.
I saw an Esquire article. It's a Summer of the Mustache.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show, and I may be outdated in making fun of these things because I know how popular they are and with young people. But just put it on the poll anyway at Le Batard Show. Is it redundant to say the words ridiculous mustache?
He really is starting to look like Arthur Blank. Like, we should do a side-by-side. Like,
No, I'm going for Clark Gable. You know, I'm trying to attract
Sure,
Audrey
yes.
Hepburn.
Go for whatever you want.
Yes, just go for it.
You know,
I just don't think a lot of people are doing that particular mustache. For example, he's mentioning Arthur Blank. We first discovered that mustache 15 years ago. There have been no newcomers on that front. Clark Gable had retired it because that kind of mustache, I don't believe, is something that had been in style in any way. Who are you emulating right now?
I love that he sees a photo of Arthur Blank with a pencil-thin mustache, and he's like, yeah, points to it. I like that.
That's a good-looking man.
It's distinguished.
Yeah, that
it really
guy,
is.
he does look like an actor from the 50s. Yeah, he really does. That's the look I'm after. But don't judge the mustache yet because it's not fully grown.
Yeah, we haven't dyed it yet.
Yeah. I mean, I can't grow a beard in a week and a half like some guys can. You know, it takes me a while.
It might be helpful if you became a dope fiend. It helps things grow faster.
Does it?
Yes,
Yeah,
of
that's
course.
HGH. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's dangerous. You got to get like a full body scan before you do
there
the
you go.
HGH because it grows everything that's in your body. So if you have cancer cells, like that's
Multiplies
part
it,
of the
yeah.
fear.
That's not good. That's
Greg,
my man right
Greg,
there.
that's the preview, okay? So when you're looking at that, that's not yet up on the TV screen for the viewer.
Our
right?
video team has kind of followed his cadence and knows to immediately put it on the main feed now.
Clark Gable and Arthur Blank both look more regal than you do. They have ties. They have a distinguished sort of dignity that, no offense,
Yeah, but the
I don't
picture
have it either. I don't have it either.
The picture isn't complete, and to hear this coming from Dan is just absurd.
I
it really
just
is,
I
yeah.
just
Guy
mentioned.
just started wearing collared shirts 6 months
I
ago.
know, right? He still wears T-shirts and, you know, thinks it looks good. It's okay. It's fine.
I mean, look how good Vince McMahon looks there. He looks great.
Yeah, no, he looks fine.
Thank you for bringing up Vince McMahon. It allows me to segue seamlessly into some of the stuff from the weekend in combat sports. Can you look up for me, please? I want to get to some Conor McGregor sound here in a second. Now, I don't think Conor McGregor's fought since 21. The sport, UFC misses him desperately because it doesn't
See, socially acceptable when you have a pencil-thin one to
Gotta be
dye
on
it.
the lip, yeah.
You gotta dye it. And people like don't hold it against you. If you're gonna go for that type of look.
That guy's crazy looking.
John Waters?
Is that? Oh, that's John Waters?
Who is that?
Avant-garde director.
That is a mustache, though, that is way too close to his upper lip, and it does not have the proper proportion to the nose. The mustache needs to be centered. It looks like it has been put up by a carpenter who's no good at putting things up correctly. That needs to go in the middle. It doesn't. It doesn't. But you're going for what? You're going for Clark Gable. You're going for 60s movie star because the back in my day music was cued because you started talking about Mad Magazine, and I wanted to ask you, Magazine, what's that?
Oh, well, Mad used to. They still publish Mad Magazine. You know, the magazines never quite go away. You know, People, Life, they're all still around.
Not true in any way.
Yeah, it is.
Magazines go away all the time. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, but they still publish though. They have. It's like newspapers. They still publish, but they also have an online thing you can like. Rolling Stone's another one. I happen to subscribe to Rolling Stone online. You can actually get the magazine.
Are you
hold it in your
positive
hand.
that Mad Magazine is still printing? You're positive?
I am as sure as I can be without really knowing.
You're on one today, Greg.
Yes,
Mustache
Covered his
Greg
bases.
is different.
I'm semi-positive. Yeah.
Okay, because I can't imagine that Mad Magazine is selling well, very, very well anymore. But I wanted to ask Mike specifically because on Hulu I was watching. I haven't gotten through all of it, but a documentary about Wayne Rooney and his wife Colleen Rooney's court case and situation where allegedly a teammate's wife was revealing some of what it is was on Colleen Rooney's Instagram privately, and the betrayal ended up in the court system. But the thing that it got me to thinking about is tabloids, because Wayne Rooney had some bad behavior in public, had some bad behavior with drinking, and I was surprised that he participated in this documentary. It's 3 parts about just how crazy it was in this situation to be Colleen Rooney.
Wayne Rooney, by the way, is the same age as Ronaldo and Messi. Those are his contemporaries, but he hasn't played in like a decade, basically, because of how hard he went.
Yes, he was a partier, and it was pretty clear from this documentary that there's one Wayne Rooney when he's not drinking, and then another one his wife doesn't recognize when he is. But the thing that it got me to thinking about, and I don't know if this is still true in England, what Greg Cody is saying about tabloids, newspapers, etc. I imagine in England tabloids are still a big deal, still now today, whereas I don't think of New York anymore as that being a big deal. Do I have that wrong in no longer thinking that it matters at all to play in New York City because the tabloids are mean? Have things changed so much in how it is that we cover things, and as the newspaper becomes such an artifact that the tabloid city and the tabloid pressure is no longer a thing in the United States? I think it's still alive in Britain.
Well, it's different, and I have to check, but I think what happened around Princess Di kind of changed the laws around there. They have very strict libel laws over there. Slander is a big deal. If for example, and this has happened several times in world football, a player will get arrested for a sexual assault allegation. They'll get processed through the system, and their identity, there's some online hearsay, but it's kept secret. When people go through these things, largely they do so in private over there because there's such strict liability laws.
Well,
now for these tabloids.
this getting to a slander case was kind of amazing because Colleen Rooney was taken to court for simply accusing on Instagram a teammate's wife of leaking her private Instagram photos.
I would assume that. I think you're right about the New York tabloids in the sense that I think social media has probably taken some of that away because it's not just like, hey, New York tabloids, it's crazy to play there. It's kind of like that everywhere in this country now because of social media.
Well, put this on the poll, Juju, at Le Batard Show. Has social media made tabloids, or has social media replaced tabloids?
Yeah, like just what you're talking about right now. When I was working with Chelsea, we kind of had to follow the UK governance, and there were certain issues that were open fodder on social media by the Chelsea fan base, and you could not discuss it because of the liability.
Well, this is the poll question I meant to put up. Has social media made every sports city a tabloid city?
I still think of New York as the exception to the rule. Maybe it's wishful thinking on my part, but I think the Post and the Daily News are what they've always been. They still have the crazy, funny headlines. I think when you go in the New York City subway, it's still fairly common to see people reading a tabloid. Now, I haven't been in an NYC subway in a couple of years, but I think it's the exception.
I think sports radio still plays a major role in that regard up in New York City.
But tabloids, when I think of tabloids, it made me wonder whether or not that is a thing that could even happen in the United States anymore, the thing that happened in Britain, because I believe the tabloid wars still keep people competitive like crazy, whether there's rigorous slander laws or not. Do you guys agree that Arthur Blank looks like the mayor and the arch-villain in every DC comic movie? Both the mayor and the arch-villain. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that he looks like the famous prized art thief who gets persuaded by his old crew to do one last heist?
Yes, I love that. It's always one last one.
Does Arthur Blank look like at any minute he'll steal 101 Dalmatians? Yes. Does he look like a retired vampire who trains young, up-and-coming vampires so he can give back to the community? His house does. If I told you his house was haunted, you wouldn't be surprised, right?
Not one bit.
If I told you his house was haunted, he knew it and took pride in it, you would not be surprised either, correct?
Several rooms in his mansion that have chairs that have sheets over it.
Sheets? I thought we went with plastic and we put an actual knight in the house in armor next to the grandfather clock. The grandfather clock does not work.
Now, plastic couches don't give off haunting.
Yeah.
Sheets, though.
Yeah, sheets do.
Sheets give off haunting more than...
we don't
draped over the
like,
chair.
We've draped over the furniture in this haunted room.
Yeah, that's the set of the Addams Family is what you're describing. One of the great shows of all time.
Every time...
And a paper-thin mustache in that one.
Yeah.
One of the great shows of all time, huh?
It is, the Addams Family.
Yeah. I put that one on the poll. I think you're going to have some buy-in.
The Addams Family. Da-da-da-da. Dun-dun-dun-dun. 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 Good snapping. That was well
Zaslow,
done.
do you
It's a Suey
not
nominee right
snap
there.
your fingers, Zaslow?
I don't know how to snap.
What? What?
What do you mean you don't know how to? You don't know. Everyone knows how to snap their fingers.
I mean, like I guess I know how to, but like I can't do it.
Try. Yeah, that's a bad.
You're going the
snap.
wrong way. Yeah, you got to go this way. It's the finger that hits the palm that makes the noise, not the thumb.
It's all in the middle finger.
I'm trying.
And warmer.
That is crazy that you don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I can't snap. I can't blow bubbles either. Bubble gum. All my friends, like when we were in school, in middle school, elementary, they would blow their bubbles, and I'm like, I can't do that.
They were having so much fun.
They look like it was fun. Like it pops, gets in your mouth sometimes. Not me.
It's simply shocking to learn that an adult human being I've known for a very long time does not know how to snap his fingers.
You got some idiosyncrasies to your game.
At Le Batard Show, put it on the poll. Do you know anyone who doesn't know how to snap their fingers? At Le Batard Show.
According to the internet, apparently 67% of people can snap their fingers.
That's actually shocking.
I can't whistle either. I don't know how to whistle.
Really?
Wow.
That's, man.
Well,
What if it's a perfect day? What if
check
it's a
the temperature.
perfectly cold day? Do you think you can do it a little bit better? You don't know how to whistle either. I don't know how to whistle either.
What?
I don't. Are you an expert whistler?
I can whistle?
The Cody's whistle.
Yeah. My dad used to whistle all the time.
Dick Cody.
He'd walk around with a hand in a
Oh,
pocket.
whistling dick is what they call.
Please tell us
Whistling
more.
Uncle Dick will whistle in his backswing during golf.
No, he has. He has done that. He literally has
It's
done
got to
that.
be hilarious to watch.
It is every time. We're like, what are you?
He also hums in his backstroke.
Yeah. He'll just be up there like, da, da, da.
Yeah.
I'd Venmo you like $30 to watch this.
People don't snap anymore. They don't snap. They don't whistle. They don't hum.
Finally, I'm fitting in.
Yeah. I mean, people don't. That's a lost art.
People are doing it less, for sure.
Yeah, it's a lost art.
Put it on the
Don't
poll,
scat
please. At Le Batard Show, is whistling a lost art?
It absolutely is.
At Le Batard Show. I heard the other day something after we spoke about July 4th and the dangers of July 4th and how it is the most dangerous day in America where people get hospitalized and hurt. I heard a Bill Polian interview where Bill Polian was talking about during his executive days that he and all the other executives would just wait by the phone all weekend knowing that somebody was going to get in trouble, something bad was going to happen, a player was going to have an issue of some sort. The firework incidents usually take a few days to arrive. You don't hear about it on July 5th. So I don't know. Did you guys see what happened with Najee Harris? Where I read it and I'm like, fireworks, accident, eye injury. And I'm like, oh no. Like, what does that even mean? I immediately hear that and I'm like, fireworks accident, eye injury. How bad is that? And I was also surprised to learn, although perhaps I should not have been, that the Pittsburgh Steelers were done with Najee Harris. That happened very quickly. I thought he was useful. I thought he was good. I thought they were very limited offensively for reasons that didn't have to do anything with him. And then the running back is disposable, so they don't want to just keep paying that contract after it has expired. And so a first-round pick I thought was pretty good for them, serviceable, is now so expendable. Tony, did he sign a one-year deal?
He's in LA now. He's a Charger. For
But
those that don't
he signed
know,
a one-year deal.
yeah, a prove-it deal. Obviously, they've had a couple of guys come in and out that have had those prove-it deals, like J.K. Dobbins last season. They said the eye injury was superficial, which I didn't really understand. It's
That
like,
means he's gonna be really ugly the next time we see him.
like he's gonna play, but it was superficial. It's like, is that his eyelid ripped off? Does he have an eyelid to close? Like, what's going on here?
The Chargers would rather have what happened than a knee injury.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you lose an eye, it's, that equals a bad knee injury.
I really don't think we have to do comparison shopping on what the
Oh, yeah.
Chargers
I
would
wanna-
prefer to
I
have.
want to hear him do the math, though. Like, what kind of knee injury is it?
How
better
bad
than?
would the eye
Yeah.
injury
We're
have to
talking
be?
If it's a torn ACL,
collateral.
now we rate injuries, right? Like an Achilles is worse than a
Yes,
torn
we
ACL.
do. We rate injuries.
Right. And so, what am I, backing away from the mic again? This
Yeah.
guy's obsessed with the microphone.
This guy.
I wish you were a little more.
I do what I do.
Speaking of fireworks, I will tell you guys that you will not be surprised by this, okay? So I told you guys that right before July 4th, I was just driving past one of those giant fireworks places, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go in there. And then everything was 2 for 1 or 3 for 1. So I leave with just my arms filled with fireworks.
The visual of you
it's
walking
great.
out of that store.
I wish we had security cam footage. But like I said, they asked for my license and stuff. So I'm legitimately now driving home with a car full of explosives.
I like the idea of someone seeing you walk out with your arms full. Like that Le Batard gets after it on 4th of July.
Yeah, so I go in there and I got $130 worth of fireworks, and it was an enormous amount, okay? But then July 4th came, and I was a little scared. I'm not kidding you.
Another visual I'd like to see.
Yes. Well, wait till you see where and how my fear escalates and where it goes. Because
Do you plan on shooting it off your balcony?
Well, here's the thing. I did at one point, but then I realized no. These are explosives that are going to leave char all over the balcony. Like I can't. These are explosives. Like I can't do this off of my balcony, any of my balcony. And so I tell my wife I'm going to go to the park, and she's like, "Don't do that."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're going to get arrested." And I'm like, "What? For being too patriotic? I'll go to jail."
Attaboy.
That would be a headline.
Attaboy. Le Batard arrested July 4th. Too patriotic. I would go bail you out.
But so
You need to balance out the narrative around you.
So she says, "Don't do that. Don't."
He did on July 4th.
And she's also looking through them, and she's like, "I think these fireworks stink. There's something in there called the disco turkey and stuff."
Oh, yeah.
Whisker do's, whisker don'ts.
So I go to the park, all right, and I just take the smallest one, the very smallest of the explosives. And I light the fuse, and I walk away.
Walk away, power move.
What happens next is such a bombardment of neighborhood machine gun fire and smoke that I run out of the park because I don't want to be seen by anybody
Oh, my God.
in a neighborhood where it won't stop. Like, I get to my car, it's still going. It's just, and anybody who's listening to this, because it's like 7 days after July 4th. I didn't do it on July 4th.
Oh, I thought this was on the 4th.
No, I was too scared to do it. And so I did the smallest one, the very smallest one. And it was such a rat-a-tat-tat of like 90 seconds of neighborhood machine gun fire on an otherwise tranquil, sunny afternoon that I immediately came home and gave my fireworks away to a couple of my friends. Who have
Your firework friends.
They have teenage kids, my teenage kid friends. But yes, my fireworks friends.
Wait a minute. You shot off fireworks in the afternoon?
I did, yes.
Who does that?
Well, I needed a park that was empty. I needed a park that had no people in it. And
This is so strange.
Most people wait for people to be around to light
Right.
fireworks.
And
Like, I
wait
want
till
this to be
nighttime so that you can see them.
You're just fiending
Dan's
for
like,
the fireworks.
I want to be alone at 5 p.m. on a Saturday.
You're a
for it.
fireworks fiend.
Need it.
I needed to test the smallest one, and it frightened me. So I cannot imagine what the Mississippi missile does, because that was a big ass box that had a bunch of rockets in it that I believe that I could take out an area code with.
Fireworks are dumb.
It's so dumb.
Oh my
I
god,
love them, though. I'm with you.
Dumb. I don't know.
they're also
What's the appeal?
male.
Yeah, I guess that's what it
That's
is.
all it is.
Light something on fire, watch it explode. Hell yeah.
Hi,
Brother, yeah.
I made fire. It's
You
literally
lit
Castaway.
fireworks. You lit
I know.
fireworks.
I'm in.
Damn right you are. Well, don't say fireworks are dumb.
Well, they are. Like I'm
It's a dumb-
looking
it's a
at
dumb-
myself. They're
We
dumb.
like dumb things. Yeah. There are dumb movies that we love.
Speaking of which, the algorithm also has me, like I told you guys last week, on shark stuff, and I'm just getting a bombardment of the celebration of Jaws at 50 years.
Dude, same. You know there's a great white shark in a lake? Nowhere is safe. These killing machines are everywhere. Can you believe that movie is 50 years old? 50 years old? And yeah, the practical effects maybe not hold up these days, but The Terror does. It's really, truly one of the greatest, most impactful movies of all time.
We talked about this the other day. It's the best horror movie of all time, if it classifies as horror. But I'm going to give you a handful of facts that I've learned. I think you're going to find all of them interesting, okay? Steven Spielberg was in his 20s when he made it. Panic attack. So far over budget and didn't know how to make a movie on water. Thought he'd never work again. Feared the entire time that he was going to get fired. And thought that he would never have another job.
Did he have anything else under his belt at that point?
Nothing big.
Nothing big. He was in his early 20s. Also, the shark didn't work 80% of the time. They had 3 sharks, and they built it in fresh water, and it immediately started breaking when they used it in salt water. And can you imagine this? I'd like to see some of the outtakes. It would often come out of the water tail first. Which would screw up the movie. But you can imagine how hard it was to make something that looked that realistic, because it's before any special effects. They had to do everything on the water for real. It was not only the first blockbuster, Mike. I can think about how
It truly was the first ever summer blockbuster.
Yes, well,
50 years ago. What a time, Greg, especially for you. Miller Lite was invented and Jaws.
The same year.
Yeah. No, I remember that movie, watching it in the theater.
With a Miller Lite.
I'm going to say something that has to be viewed as shocking, and yet I don't think any of you will disagree. A shark movie is responsible for the single most famous music ever to appear in movies.
Yeah, I think so.
Ahead of Star Wars?
Ranks up there.
I think so. It makes you feel something. If someone plays that music, there's something foreboding. There's something bad that's going to happen. It's instantly recognizable. Yeah,
50 years later, for
incredibly simple too.
For 50 years later, for music like that to endure from a shark movie.
I hate to say it, I don't think Jaws holds up that well. I think it's a very fake-looking shark. I thought it was then. Don't get me wrong, the scene is scary, but it's fake. It's like going to Disney World and their version of a shark coming up out of the water. I don't think it was well done. It was for the time.
You don't think Jaws was well done?
No, not the.
You don't think
the
Stevens,
shark
a
itself.
movie that we're talking about for 50 years,
No, I
was
think
well done?
the fake-looking shark was almost laughable, if I'm being honest.
Almost laughable.
Under that mustache.
Traumatize the nation.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
So not that these are the measurements for running backs, but Najee Harris is 27 years old, and he is one of only 5 running backs since the beginning of the century to begin a career with 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Not, again, that 1,000-yard seasons are the measurement, but he's also registered the 5th most rushing yards in the NFL since he was drafted.
That's what I always think about, actually, when Najee Harris, is that I always think he's a lot worse than his production would suggest.
Well, but
I'm always reminded, like, he's actually, like, by running back standards, quite good, quite productive. But I don't like him.
I am shocked by a number of the ways that the efficiencies have changed all of sports. But at running back, that was a place over the last 5 years where I got passed by because I was saying financially, of course you have to pay Todd Gurley. Of course you have to pay McCaffrey. Of course you have to pay Ezekiel Elliott, I was saying it of.
And rookie Ezekiel Elliott, special.
But you don't have to pay any of them. It doesn't matter. I think
Saquon?
I thought
we found the one.
Yeah, Saquon and
you had
Derek
to pay.
Barkley. Derek Henry is
Derek Barkley.
Henry.
I thought that if you asked me who is the Steeler on offense I could trust most the last few years, it was their running back. That's not saying much, but that offense was bad, and so what he was doing was particularly impressive to me because I felt like that offense was super limited.
What about Pat Freiermuth?
Good tight end for a year.
A year?
Yeah. I judge everything by through the fantasy lens now. Najee Harris was never a top draft pick in fantasy drafts. I mean, he was always the
That's your
second.
measurement as
Yeah.
the longtime Herald football writer. Your measurement is just how did he play for the Lobos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I don't know that he was ever a Lobo, quite frankly.
Okay. Wasn't good enough to be drafted by the Lobos.
right.
Not good enough for you to have commentary on him on how good he might be because he didn't meet your
He
standards as a
doesn't think
fantasy
Jaws
player.
is good.
He's not a top-tier running back and never has been. That's not to denigrate him. I think he's
with
a
you.
solid running back. But
He's right.
that's
He's right.
Yeah.
Greg, he had 3.9 yards per carry as average in his career.
That's great.
Average.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Average. He's just getting reps.
He's running to the back of the O-line.
I don't like him.
Great. Not great.
Not good.
Don't like him.
I don't like him.
Second tier, maybe third.
If I keep handing the ball to Najee Harris, I keep getting first downs. 3.9 yards at a time.
You try that.
Let me get back to where it is that I was trying to get to before we derailed into fireworks talk and shark movies. I was talking about Conor McGregor, and I was talking about just how well the combat sports can sell when they have personalities being maximum personalities. At his best, Conor McGregor is second only to Muhammad Ali in the history of trash talking publicly, not just in combat sports, that I've ever seen. And Chael Sonnen was awfully good at it as well. But in the recent years, many people have pointed out, there are many videos on this subject of how drugged out, coked out Conor McGregor seems, how steroid inflated he seems because of how much his face, head, body has changed,
Dope
jaws.
fiend. Dope fiend.
But also recently, he's had trouble articulating. He has had a good deal of trouble in interviews, mumbling, slurring. What he did with Jake Gyllenhaal in an interview that people remember because it was something that just I don't know that I've ever seen someone appear this drugged on television before. Never mind sports. I've seen Charlie Sheen interviewed telling everybody he's winning, but you tell me if you guys have ever seen video like this selling the movie Roadhouse, the remake. Here's Conor McGregor clearly drugged.
Jake's a consummate professional, 75 movies made. You know, I'm blessed to have entered into the movie alongside him. He was patient with me. He gave me guidance, and I just took it. You know, we had a good rapport on set. He has 75 movies made. I have 75 bar fights made. And that's it. We had a good back and forth.
To me, and I sometimes had to remind him.
I landed one punch
Once.
and he hit me with a door. Other than that, it was absolutely perfect.
Video, just put in the picture-in-picture, please, just B-roll of Conor McGregor just generally seeming drugged out. But when's the last time he won a fight? Was it 6 years ago? 7 years ago? How long has it been since Conor McGregor won a fight? And yet his mouth has carried him, so he is now starting. After the proper whiskey he sold for $150 million. His pay-per-views were the biggest, 6 or 7. Last 6 or 7 biggest have all been him. The Floyd Mayweather fight was crazy. He made $100 million off of that.
Last win for the notorious Conor McGregor was Donald Cowboy Cerrone, January 19th or 18th of 2020.
Wow.
Okay,
So before the pandemic.
All right, so 5 years ago, and here he is. Though this is Conor McGregor in his prime. He's selling. He's part of this league that is just what is it? Is it street fighting? It's bare knuckle.
Yep.
Masvidal is doing this too, right?
There's a couple bare knuckles, but this is bare knuckle FC. This is like the highest bare knuckle you could be.
Okay, that's not
It
saying
sure
much.
is.
That's not saying much. But let's hear what how Conor McGregor sold it. He's great at sales.
Good Hollywood! It's a pleasure to be back here at the Hard Rock Hotel, where you know this Saturday night we have a flagship event with a wealth of fighting machines, topped by our heavyweight knockout sensation, Luis Celzambo Perdomo, as he circles world title fight honors. But that's not all. As much as we love the Hard Rock Hotel here, and as much as they love bare knuckle, we have assembled our very first inaugural World Champion Summit before you all. Well, as you can see beside me and in front of me, some of the baddest men and women to ever grace planet Earth. This is what we're about here at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, the alien of combat sport. And may we rise above the night sky and rain down blows viciously on all our deniers. And announce here today that Bare Knuckle FC has no love for the big glove. So let's get going, Bare Knuckle. Hotel. Let's go, Florida, and let's announce some incredible matchups, some shock signings, and the most lucrative tournament in all of combat sport, where we crown in an open weight the baddest man on the planet. Let's go give it up. Come on.
Bravo! That's one of the greatest promos you'll ever see.
Are you a denier, Dan Le Batard? You know what happens? Raining down blows viciously.
No love.
Rise above the night sky.
No love for the big glove. That was awesome.
Those
What's
teeth,
good, Hollywood?
Florida.
those teeth aren't real, right?
No, not whatsoever.
They're perfect.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's the tell.
That looks like that's straight out of The Running Man.
Let's go, Florida.
Get him saying Planet Earth.
Bare knuckle.
He's
The alien of combat sport.
The alien.
Which was better from Interview Land this weekend? Conor McGregor doing that, or Tony? Derek Lewis is always a good interview.
Oh, nothing like the Black Beast. Derek Lewis always has something to say. Always has a trick up his sleeve. He showed up to the weight cut in a Speedo. Like, he's the man.
Let's listen to Derek Lewis here. Get the sound of this. He's always better after he wins. Obviously, he's not.
Yeah, when he gets knocked out, not much to say.
He's not. Those big guys, though. I was watching Roy Nelson fight this weekend. I was watching.
You were? Was that on your YouTube, Algo?
His top 7 knockouts.
Wow.
He was. You made me think of him when you rained down blows from the heavens.
From the night sky, yeah.
The night sky. The alien of combat sport.
Planet Earth.
I don't want to hear from Conor McGregor anymore. I want you to have the Derek Lewis sound when I ask for it.
You're putting him through the ringer here.
Not putting him through the ringer. I asked him before the segment.
You also
to get
asked him for
both of the
Planet Art.
things.
And he was trying to find Planet Art.
What do you want next, my friend?
I've been gone for 2 weeks, so I want my wife next. It's gonna be a lot of ground and pounding. Ground and pounding. She know what it is. Fine ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the beast, Derek Lewis.
DC was loving it. You heard him giggling through the entire thing.
The wife must be so excited.
Didn't he moon the crowd?
Once, yes.
No, like just here. Like over the weekend, no? I thought he did.
No.
I read that.
He used to.
You're like a dog with a bone on this one.
Go ahead and look it up. But
Right guy, wrong time.
He dropped drawers.
Zaslow
and
thinks
mooned
you're
the
right.
crowd. Yeah.
I think you're right, Greg.
Yeah.
All right.
I hate to be right, but
Do you?
yeah,
Dropped drawers.
that's right. He dropped drawers, mooned the crowd, or maybe just mooned the ESPN camera.
I'll
I
just
can't
turn the
remember
mic
which.
up. Don't worry about it.
I'm eating the microphone. I couldn't be any closer to the mic.
The proliferation of combat sports trying to take advantage of the television age is going to have some failure and debris around it. Dana White has gotten greedy. UFC doesn't have quite as much Dana White promoting stuff. He's missing a lot of stuff because he's also doing Power Slap. How's Power Slap doing? Because I saw that it went away from television. I saw that TBS doesn't do it anymore. And I also know that Dana White, Carnival Barker, and just promoter, boxing promoter, and you should always question everything that those people say about everything, not only claim that MMA would be the biggest sport in the world, he was already telling people that all of Power Slap's digital numbers are better than all other sports.
That's his line every time. It's
not true in any way.
It's basically a meme at this point. No, the social part is true. People love seeing just the clips of people getting slapped.
3 seconds of somebody getting slapped and knocked out on the table instead of the hour-and-a-half power slap matches.
Yeah, and I've heard Ariel Helwani take it out and shame me for. I like watching people getting slapped like that.
But how's it doing?
Best year yet, Dan. Powerslap.com.
Yep. Great digital numbers.
Got it straight from Dana.
Okay.
Best year yet.
Excellent. I'm glad that I got all of that information from you guys.
Tom
that
Brady
helped.
went to one.
Yeah, okay. So the thing that those sports need is television still. You can be great digitally, but you still need to get popularized. And Tony has the right fatal flaw for Power Slap because we're getting more and more primitive, more and more brutal. You've heard me talk recently about how odd I find it, and I would say mentally deleterious to
I know what that means.
have I may not have used it right.
That was crazy. Crazy word.
To have murder and cults be such popular entertainment right now, and in a society that has a lot of that in it, of course, the violence is going to rise to we're going to have a UFC event on the White House lawn, and power slap and bare knuckle and all of this stuff is going to become more and more popular until, eventually we're just guillotining people in Times Square.
Well, we do that already, Dan. Especially this weekend, we got Dustin Poirier with the jumping gilly. He's going to grab Max Holloway and put him out.
Imagine an MMA hangout from the White House.
Wow. You heard that lured John Jones out. I know you saw those tweets over the weekend, Dan. He said he needed something to fight for, fighting for his country. Now he's back in. Now joined the USADA testing. Well, not USADA, but joined the testing pool for PEDs, even though that hasn't proved fruitful in the past with him. But the point is, John Bones Jones now kind of peeking out of his hole, seeing where he's at.
The combat sports are regressing. I think we should go back to the duel, where two guys just have a pistol, pace it off, turn around, and fire. Because that's
what about jousting?
That's jousting. Another one. Let's bring back jousting with the big white steed and the big lance. The Lancelot, Sir Lancelot, whatever happened to him. I'm serious. Slapping now? Kicking? Slapping? I mean, it's just, no offense, Tony, because I know Tony's into the combat sports. I know some people
No offense
are.
taken.
I just think it's too much. I think when you get down to slap fighting, what's it called, that league?
Power slap.
Bring back
power
duels.
slap.
He missed a big part of the duel, by the way, Dan. You missed taking off the glove and slapping the man across from you, then challenging him to a duel.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That would be preparatory to the duel. You're right.
Put it on the poll, please. Let's bring back jousting. Yes or no? And I like how you guys reined Greg in this time of gun violence throughout America. When he went straight to duel, all of you guys went to fencing. You guys, I liked it, just stabbing each other with swords.
No, I thought he was talking about shooting. Yeah. Someone in the face.
But they walked it.
But with an old gun. Yeah, with the round bullet that you only basically get one shot.
That's
like
what happened
the way
with the
Hamilton
duel.
died.
Yeah. The duel was a big thing back in the day. I didn't make it up. It used to be a thing. It's how you settled arguments. Two guys, fell out of the Batwing door into the street in the Old West. They had a duel. It was all over. Somebody won. Somebody didn't. You moved on.
And somebody died.
Well, or was wounded.
Just in the sandy streets. I've seen those westerns as well. I don't feel like that's how that happened, but maybe it is how it happened.
Damn right. And the bar room had to have Batwing doors, or it didn't count.
You think, just to be clear, you think that that's how it was back in the day? That
Yes.
the way that it is in westerns, that two guys would have an argument in a saloon and they would just go in the street and they would turn backs to each other and walk 10 steps and turn around.
Yes. I believe back then it was actually considered a noble way to settle a dispute.
When did it stop? When did it end?
There's two states in which physical dueling is still legal.
Nice.
Physical.
Yeah, you can't, no weapons, but in Texas and in Washington State, a fight between consenting adults can be legally allowed under strict conditions. Both states require clear consent from both participants, and it has to be in a public setting. No serious bodily injury. Police oversight to serve as referees and protect bystanders. You can, in Texas, say, literally, meet me outside. We'll do this legally.
Wow.
Usually just before dawn.
That's from Hamilton.
Greg was from a different time earlier today doing something that I thought had largely gone extinct in sports. He's mad about the All-Star Game in baseball. I thought we were done doing that.
Like the stakes?
No, he's mad about someone who's been selected to the All-Star Game.
It's an outrage.
He's pissed off. This is some good old-fashioned stuff here. People getting mad and arguing about baseball's All-Star Game, and the Phillies are with the Philadelphia Phillies are with Greg Cody on this one.
Well, it's a rookie Milwaukee Brewers pitcher named Jacob Misiorowski.
Misiorowski, yes, he throws 100-something miles an hour.
I heard that guy's good.
Yeah, well, his first 3 games are like unlike any 3 games any young pitcher has ever had in terms of strikeouts and how hard he's throwing. Nobody can hit it.
His total MLB experience consists of 5 appearances, 5 games, and no wonder people. It's a disgrace. It's a crime against baseball. This kid should not accept his appointment to the All-Star team. He should say, I don't want to insult the history of baseball. I don't want to insult the dozens and perhaps hundreds of players who had such great careers and always dreamed of earning an All-Star selection. I don't want to be given one just as some sort of I'm the it guy right now. So baseball, desperate for publicity, is just gimmicky.
Go on.
It's gimmickry of the worst sort. He's made 5 starts. It's an insult to common sense. I'm serious when I say that I would think so highly of this kid if he would say, I won't accept this. I appreciate the offer. I cannot in good faith accept this. Give it to somebody more deserving, somebody who's put in years trying to make an All-Star team.
He's thrown 25 total innings, and the Phillies have 2 pitchers who are a good deal better than him. And, Tony, it's a Suarez and a Sanchez. So our people –
side with my guys, yeah.
Yeah, our people, Ranger Suarez has an ERA under 2 in 83 innings, and Christopher Sanchez is also better in 107 innings. But here are some of the Phillies quotes, because they're as mad as Greg Cody is. Trey Turner told The Athletic, what a joke. That's effing terrible. I mean, that's terrible, dude. Nick Castellanos says, it's turning into the Savannah Bananas.
It's going to be awkward in the clubhouse when they meet up.
Well, what if I told you guys that I'd prefer to see the Phenom than Suarez and Sanchez? What if I told you that everyone in baseball is talking about the guy who beat Skeens, who was better at being Skeens than Skeens when they faced each other? That baseball people want to see the biggest bats try and swing against 100 miles an hour. That's what they prefer to see. What's the game at this point? Wouldn't you say baseball's been pretty good? After my entire lifetime, baseball has been the sport most resistant to change, and now is the sport most embracing it, and to great success. Why wouldn't they change the game in order to give the stars, to put the biggest stars? If everyone's talking about a kid who's got 25 innings, everyone in baseball is talking about that kid, why wouldn't fans want to see him? I understand what you're saying. You're arguing on behalf of merit, but it's a game to see the stars, is it not?
It's a game to see the qualified stars, which I don't consider under any circumstance somebody who's appeared in 5 games and has 3 good starts. So what? This guy could flame out. A year from now, we'll be looking back like, whatever happened to that kid? Remember, he had such a great start. They ridiculously named him to the All-Star team after 5 games. Now look at him.
A teary-eyed Misiorowski said, quote, I'm speechless. It's awesome. It's very unexpected, and it's an honor. You want him to decline?
Yes, absolutely. I think it would serve him so well. He would be a hero in all of baseball if he said thank you, but I cannot in good conscience accept an honor that I don't believe I've earned when there's so many players across baseball who have tried for years and years to be invited to an All-Star game and haven't made it.
Greg, but the issue is if you're trying to get eyes that are not watching baseball to start watching baseball, right? Dan just told me Sanchez and Garcia. I don't know who the other – what was Sanchez and who? Sanchez and Sixto?
You got to remember these things. Sanchez and Suarez.
Sanchez and Suarez. I don't know who those guys are. But I've heard, I don't watch baseball, but I know this guy Misiorowski or whatever because I've heard of him because of what he's done.
Right.
The whole point is to get guys like me who once upon a time used to watch baseball. Now I'll tune in to watch him throw an inning or 2 against a Judge or an Ohtani or whoever. I don't know what team he plays for.
Brewers.
Oh, he plays for the Brewers. Okay.
No, I mean, it's just patently wrong. It is. And
well, criminal. You've said it's wrong in a number of different ways.
It's a crime against baseball. Yes. The commissioner should be ashamed of himself, to use a phrase. He should be.
But now I'll watch, Greg.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will. The moment he's up, I'll watch.
Let's just have an all-gimmick All-Star team.
Now we're talking.
Throw in a couple of Savannah Bananas. Throw in this kid. Throw in the guy who can reach 108 miles an hour on a pitch, even if he stinks.
Okay, so many years ago, ridiculously, Billy and Stugotz made all of the arguments on behalf of making baseball more exciting, including putting ball pits on the warning track.
A moat.
And a moat, and just all sorts of fun things, ridiculous things. But baseball has embraced the gimmick, and shouldn't it? Like, I know that Greg Cody, this has been a lament from baseball fans as long as I've known baseball fans. the older ones. They don't want change, even though growth cannot happen without change. They don't want change, and yet this sport has profited greatly off of the number of changes that they have made after many, many years falling behind the other sports. It took them giving up the lead in the other sports, but they're making those changes. And so when Castellanos says it's becoming the Savannah Bananas, I'm like, is that an insult? Because sports is becoming the Savannah Bananas.
I mean, how about we tone down the drama? Really, Major League Baseball has turned into Savannah Bananas? Was stupid.
I love you, man.
It's ridiculous, though.
This is ridiculous, though. Dan, like, while saying that, 5 games and you make an All-Star game?
Yeah.
Like, this is...
It is. It's patently ridiculous. And the dichotomy is that baseball, which now has a pitch clock just to appease people, is still drenched in history and harking back to its history as its strength. You cannot be beholden to the history of your sport and name an all-star with 5 games. You just can't.
Okay, so you're not wrong. But when I say, what about the gimmick? What about change? What about fun? What about different? Baseball is doing all of those things better than it ever has. You're totally distorting the integrity of what that sport is when you put a runner on second base to start the 10th inning.
Correct.
You're changing that sport at its core, but it's benefited from its changes. They've been smart, good changes. You've heard me say before on this show, this is funny to think about now. There was a time that baseball was so precious about its beloved product that it turned down. Can you look up for me the amount of money that baseball turned down because they didn't want to put a Spider-Man ad on one of the bases? Because at the time, the Spider-Man movie wanted some new promotion, and they wanted to put an ad on one of the bases. And baseball was so precious about, at the time, about nothing can be on the uniforms, nothing can be on the field. And since then, all of those walls have tumbled down. If you want younger fans, don't you think that the gimmick has to be in play? Don't you think that you have to be willing to accept change that's outside of your demo? You're either in or you're out on baseball at your age now. Baseball's got to take care of today's fans and tomorrow's fans, not just yesterday's.
Sure, I get that. But everybody has to draw their own line somewhere. Baseball sees the Savannah Bananas barnstorming the country and selling out stadiums that their own MLB teams don't even
They sold
sell
out Fenway Park a couple of times. To call anyone the Savannah Bananas, you might think it's an insult. It's not an insult.
They sell out football stadiums. Raymond James, one in Nashville. It's incredible, but there is a great way for baseball to tap into the younger audience with podcasts.
Yes. Listen up. Time to think fast. Is this a real or fake podcast?
To celebrate the Home Run Derby and Major League's All-Star Game, we have an all-baseball edition.
Wow.
Have a Seat with Jason Benetti. Real or fake podcast?
I believe that is fake.
That is a real podcast. Have a Seat with Jason Benetti.
Wow.
Easy Tiger with Todd Jones.
That could also have been Jason Benetti, but I'm going to say that is false. Is Greg Cody playing this game? Did you want to play this game?
Yeah, that's false.
It is indeed made up. Justice League with David Justice.
Wow. Has to be true. No. Too perfect.
This is the tell on these, okay? Whenever he's naming a player from the 90s, that player is not doing a podcast 20 years. Ryan Klesko isn't doing any podcast.
That's what you would have thought, but then Deuce is Wild. With Will Clark and Eric Burns. Crazy. Justice League, real or fake?
No, that's fake.
All right, so you're split. It's indeed made up. On Base with Mookie Betts.
Awful name for a podcast.
Mookie does have a podcast.
Is it called On Base?
I'm going to say it is called On Base.
It is. That's a real podcast. And lastly, now we're talking with Chip Carey.
Yeah, why not?
Because it's fake.
Okay. But why not? He should start that.
This reminds me of listening to Brian Scalabrine the other day when they asked him whether or not he'd be in favor of Don Staley being the next coach of the Knicks, and he backed away from the microphone and he said, "I stay out of things like this, and I have found that I just say, why not, and keep it moving." So that is your contribution to this conversation, is to say, why not?
Yeah.
Easy Tiger got me. Easy Tiger with Todd Jones.
How is the Benetti podcast? How is Have a Seat? Take a Seat? What is it called?
Have a seat.
What do you think the rejected names for Benetti's podcast were before he happened upon Have a Seat?
It's honestly better than Mookie's name.
Yeah, anything would be then on base.
All the names are taken. The reason this game became so popular last week is because all of the names in podcasting have been taken. You know how hard it is to find something new to call your podcast? Like his choices, Mookie's, were slugging percentage and on base.
Yeah. I guess take a load off with Jason Benetti.
I don't understand why it's Have a Seat. Is it because he just wants to give off the casual poetry of baseball, making you at home on the porch, listening to a transistor radio? Do you understand what Cody's doing there is what people are doing with baseball all over the place who are his age, resistant to the things that have obviously helped the sport. There's no disputing it, correct?
I feel like you guys are having two different conversations right now. Like baseball, like progressing and them letting someone in the All-Star game after 4 games. Yeah. Like I feel like this is two different conversations.
Well, but we're talking about gimmicks. It's not two conversations because look at the choice being made by baseball, which used to be our most precious historic game, is to allow a person in the game because he's big arm and famous. It's not merit. We've got a famous dude. In the era of Taylor Swift, like, we're not going to do this the way we've always done this. And because the Phillies, like, they're pissed. The Phillies are pissed. Trey Turner's out here saying if Suarez isn't an all-star, no one is. That's right, Tony. I can't even get you enthused about a Suarez.
No, I ride for my guys, but also this guy Miz. I don't know. There's something about him.
Yes, he's long, and he throws the ball 104 miles an hour.
You got me. I'm in. Half-inning pitch.
And so I guess what I would say to you, though, when you guys object to the lack of merit in it, that ship has sailed, man. The things that sell now in sports are all wrapped in entertainment. Conor McGregor is launching another league, and he hasn't won a fight in 5 years because it's all meant to be consumed as entertainment.
The alien of combat sport.
It used to be that you got into the All-Star game on merit if you were at the end of your career, and it was an honorary thing, like with Clayton Kershaw this year, okay? But now we're going in the opposite direction. We're saying, all right, you're a rookie. You've only played a few games. Hey, you look pretty good in those last couple of starts. Be on the All-Star team. That's a totally different animal.
But I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
Except you, apparently.
No, but I'm not disagreeing with it. If you're doing this still on merit, obviously, this is not meritorious.
There's a place for him. It's called the Futures Game, where the rising star gets his showcase.
Okay, I'll get to that sound in a second. I'm going to play all of it again because I know you guys enjoyed it. I want to get back there, too. I'm bored by this conversation that we could have had.
Because you're losing the argument. Of course you're bored by it.
May we rise!
Merit.
Argument loser.
The alien.
It's a good T-shirt. The argument loser.
It's a good character.
Like a superhero.
I like that character. I like that character coming out and hosting a show, swaggering into the ring every time, but he always loses. The argument loser. It's the easiest thing in the world to say that it is unfair if you're not making it merit-based. But I'm just telling you that the ship has sailed on merit being as valuable as fame. Not just in sports, not just in entertainment. Everywhere, merit is losing to fame.
Agreed.
And so why would baseball resist that and lose?
Because baseball is America's pastime, the traditional game, the game that uses history as a crutch.
Would you agree that I'm not getting any extra fans if I put Suarez in the game? I'm not getting one more person. If the currency is, can I get you to watch the All-Star Game? All-Star Game.
You have Ohtani and Judge and a bunch of other meritorious stars. You need this kid who you'd never heard of a month ago in order to watch the All-Star Game? That's baloney. Nobody, with the possible exception of a couple of Brewers fans, nobody is watching this All-Star Game because of this guy.
Not true.
No, but
I wouldn't have watched.
It doesn't have to be you're tuning in. You weren't tuning in before, but now Misiorowski, so you're tuning in. No, it's that you're watching the game, and then Misiorowski's coming in, and he's like, oh, that's right. This is the kid they've been talking about. Sanchez, you have no idea who he is.
Before we get to the McGregor sound, would you guys...
The alien!
I want to get to that, but would you guys just look up for me, please, why something is baloney? Why? Because I don't know why something is baloney. But let's play Conor McGregor here. I should tell people that for those in the audio audience, his shirt is unbuttoned to the middle. He is wearing a white jacket and sunglasses. He has a cigar and expensive jewelry on both wrists. And this is Conor McGregor in his prime. He doesn't stumble on a word. He has been having a lot of difficulty in interviews. People have heard the punch drunk in him and think that he's drugged at all times, but here he nails it.
What's good, Hollywood? It's a pleasure to be back here at the Hard Rock Hotel, where this Saturday night we have a flagship event with a wealth of fighting machines, topped by our heavyweight knockout sensation, Luis Celzambo Perdomo, as he circles world title fight honors. But that's not all. As much as we love the Hard Rock Hotel here, and as much as they love bare knuckle, we have assembled our very first inaugural World Champion Summit before you all. Well, as you can see beside me and in front of me, some of the baddest men and women to ever grace planet Earth. This is what we're about here at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, the alien of combat sport. And may we rise above the night sky and rain down blows viciously on all our deniers. And announce here today that Bare Knuckle FC has no love for the big glove. So let's get going, Bare Knuckle. Let's go, Florida, and let's announce some incredible matchups, some shock signings, and the most lucrative tournament in all of combat sport, where we crown in an open weight the baddest man on the planet. Let's go give it up. Come on.
Wait, open weight fighting? We got bare knuckle open weight fighting?
Rain down blows.
No, you have
viciously.
you have to have weight divisions.
He might have gotten a little bit ahead of himself.
No, you have to have weight divisions.
May we rise above the night sky.
But they're the alien of combat sport. So
he's always seeming like he's on cocaine, even if he's not on cocaine.
I think he bothers denying it, really.
Oh, look at the alien.
I haven't heard him asked about it. I would imagine that his body doing that for a living would be
if you're watching
a great deal of pain. No, we're playing this video specifically so people can see how coked out he clearly is.
This is not sped up. This is him normally moving, like in a normal sense. And then, obviously, when you guys are around people that are also coked up, you got to have one guy in the corner doing a couple of shadow boxing.
I feel like there's a Tyson element to him now where if you're standing near him, you're afraid of him. Like, you don't know exactly what he could do next.
He's so twitchy. He's so twitchy.
the stretch.
No, you guys have seen this.
The side of the cross.
You guys have seen this in every club in Miami, every happy hour. There's a guy shadow boxing in the corner because he feels really good in his body.
It's a shadow box and a clap after.
I am telling you that my algorithm just sends me now. There are a number of them coked out McGregor videos. I've clicked on too many of them where it's just obvious that no one's at this energy level. And I will say again, hasn't won a fight in 5 years.
The alien European.
How do you Google that?
Sport.
I'm on the same algo. I saw a video of him like crossing a bridge over a mountain in the Alps, and it's like the video caption was like, Conor McGregor makes this way more entertaining than it has any right to be.
Give it up.
And it's just him coked out walking on
Video.
a bridge.
I'm going to go back there, okay? And during the break, we're going to find all of these TikTok videos, and we're just going to run them next segment, okay? I want you to just put them in the corner and run all of them so that you guys can all see someone we see every Friday, 5 p.m. happy hour, Blue Martini. This guy Pedro's in the corner.
That is Blue Martini.
And he's shadow boxing.
Pedro.
And his weekend is about to get started because he made the sign of the cross before the loaded baked potatoes.
Planet Earth.
As he got more and more agitated earlier, Greg Cody eventually blurted, "That's baloney." And when you're getting more and more agitated and you want to dismiss someone, I'd like the escalating tiers of the things that you say. Is bull higher than horse? Bull and horse are the highest of the indignances here, but baloney is mid-tier, right? And I'm assuming that it's just because baloney's made out of all the other meats and is a bunch of crap thrown together?
Yes, that's the origin of the phrase, actually, because it's just a crap meat with a bunch of stuff put into it.
To me, bull is when you get unlucky with something. Horse is when someone does something to you. Like, that was horse. Bull is like, that was unlucky.
Okay. Full of baloney is an informal expression used to express disbelief or dismiss something as untrue or ridiculous.
Let's not forget chicken. Okay? That's not
No, that's different.
Chicken.
That's different. That's not. I think you and Chris are making distinctions that aren't necessary. When you're doing the hierarchy of these things, it escalates from baloney to horse bull. Correct?
It's kind of funny that the variants, they're all farm animals.
I think horse might be higher than bull now that it comes out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I think something, like if you're indignant about something that someone has said, what are the other phrases you would use other than, I mean, from your time, it's, poppycock or malarkey or that phraseology. What is all we got?
Come on.
No, that is all we've got.
Podcast.
All we've got is now.
Oh, come on, the podcast.
All we've got these days is baloney, bull, and horse. And that's it. That's the gold, silver, and bronze medalist.
I think baloney may have derived from the word blarney. Okay, that's my understanding.
I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah, I think it is. But here's the thing. Don't disrespect bologna, okay? I grew up poor at 1440. We used to eat bologna sandwiches, okay? We would fry the bologna in a pan, and we would have 2 slices per sandwich with some mustard in between.
2 slices,
And
wow.
it was delicious. Absolutely delicious, a bologna sandwich. So when I say full of bologna, I don't mean to denigrate the meat.
I mean it as a compliment.
Yes.
You don't mean it as a compliment.
This is a really good podcast.
Full of bologna?
Just you and your mustache talking, espousing the virtues of bologna. I'm in.
Full of bologna with Lawrence Maroney.
I just would listen to this. We should send this clip out of him
Full
just
of
talking about bologna
Let's
and try to get more young listeners.
Yeah.
Let's
people
play.
relate.
Let's play for the video audience, and we will try and talk the audio audience through this. One of the great delights of summer entertainment is just watching people fall off stages. Like, I could do it for hours. It's wonderful video. We could consume it together here. It happened to Mr. Met, and I would imagine an unthought about consequence of being a mascot is that peripheral vision and up-down vision might be difficult because you're wearing a giant costume. And so Mr. Met is doing what here on a what concert is he at here?
Well, he's dressed like a member of the Lumineers. That's because he's at a Lumineers concert.
I do like the idea of mascots having favorite bands.
I do too.
Yeah, and while there are pitfalls, no doubt, peripheral vision being one of them, there are also some benefits. Like if you fall off stage, you have a cushioned blow.
Yeah, lots of padding.
Do we have another angle of this? Because I want to go through a handful of people falling off of stages.
This is not just him fall. Like, his head hits the side of the stage as he falls. That makes this more painful.
Yeah, and I don't think. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
hey, honestly.
Yeah,
He popped right up.
That could have been a concussion, but he's got so much padding. That's the helmet Tua should use. There's a lot of padding there.
A Mr. Met head?
That would be great. Yes.
Yeah, nothing better than you're walking and the floor's not there anymore.
I'm really surprised the Lumineers can sell out a baseball stadium.
Let me play some other people falling off of stages, and let me send you guys one because you sent me a couple here. I asked for a list, and you guys sent me Kelsey Grammer and Travis Scott, but the one I was thinking of is Mike Ditka. So I'm going to send this to you guys now, and let's see if I can top what you guys have with what I have here. But let's not go to mine immediately with Mike Ditka and Paul Hornung. Let's escalate to that. You guys say Kelsey Grammer fell off a stage. What is the backstory here? Does anyone have any context on what's happening here with Frazier?
I don't understand where Frazier is, why he's speaking, but just said he's on a stage and let's enjoy.
All right.
Trip through It's a Small World pretending I was a UN interpreter.
One more time. Let's re-react that. We reacted with the fall, but he also says something as he falls. One more time, please.
Trip through It's a Small World pretending I was a UN interpreter.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Why is there a trap door in the middle of the stage?
Mr. Met is saying the same thing. Let's see.
Poor Grammer.
Now, Travis Scott's energy, I imagine, would often take him off stage. A little bit dangerous when he gets momentum going.
That's right.
So he's on stage, he's walking. Oh! But here's the problem. When you got auto-tune rolling, and then all of a sudden the trap door opens, you're like, no!
Love the auto-tune.
Can we hit it one more time? Yeah. To be honest, for the people that aren't watching on video, it's dark, it's red.
And there's a hole in the middle of the stage.
Yeah.
He's getting hurt at one of his shows for a change.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that I can top that, but I do remember on Highly Questionable, we were always playing this funny video of Mike Ditka, so let's see if I can top you guys.
The Golden Boy, Paul Hornung.
Why did that guy push him?
He got pushed!
Down goes Frazier. Down goes.
For the audio audience, so he stands up, the desk, the table falls off the stage, and Dick is still standing, and for some reason he just gets pushed.
That was Paul Hornung who was mad at Ditka and was teasing him. And that's what could have happened to Wayne Newton in Las Vegas if Tony hadn't
Put a paw out
saved him.
there.
Hadn't saved him heroically.
Let me hear this. Let me see this again.
The Golden Boy, Paul Hornung.
Dick stands up, table falls, Dick is still standing, shoved off the. What are we doing?
That's an assault.
You got out. Down goes Frazier.
I love the music here.
Down goes Frazier.
Always funny, am I right?
Yes.
Getting back to what it is that Cody was saying, objecting to Misiorowski being in the All-Star Game 5 games, I'm going to give you the list of players that have been in the All-Star Game this early. Well, no one's been this early, but with the least number of games played. So Skeens, 11 games is what he had played. Mark Fidrich in 1973, the Birdman, 13 games. Hideo Nomo, 13 games, and Dontrelle Willis, 15 games. So in every instance, it's one of these flash phenomenon. It's always the same thing. It's always a pitcher.
Yeah, but 10 or 11, 15, these are like half a season's worth of
big
that's
difference.
a number. That's a big number of starts.
But they're all pitchers. They're all novelty pitchers. Every last one I mentioned there, my surprise is that Fernando Valenzuela isn't on the list as just an unusual novelty that's a bit of a circus act that you're giving a space for because you don't need, the 25th guy.
I wonder, though, because Misiorowski was named as a replacement. Like, were those other pitchers, were they voted in the regular process, or were they also named as replacements?
I don't have an answer to your question. I am sorry.
It's a good question. Well done.
We don't have that many novelties across sports because Jeremy Lin was this in basketball. Who are the ones? Who are these little I guess Josh Allen, we're spoiled by what it is that's doing at quarterback. You're now used to it. But when you're talking about a phenomenon, somebody who comes onto the scene and is different than everyone else, how many chances at that do you ever get in sports?
I mean, the All-Star Game would be the portal for that, right? Because so many players bow out with fake injuries. They love to be named to an All-Star team, but they don't like to actually play in the game. That you have people like this waiting in line to be named. They're not necessarily worthy, but they're waiting in line. And you see the same thing with the Pro Bowl in the NFL. Players who are undeserving end up can say, I made a Pro Bowl. Why? Because 9 other guys had head colds.
I'm surprised that I haven't gotten to this earlier, and I apologize that I didn't get to this earlier. So, somewhat quietly, I guess, behind a paywall, Lionel Messi in 5 straight games has scored 2 goals. That's not something that's ever happened before in MLS. In fact, I don't think 4 had happened before in MLS. He is an old player. I don't know how much precedent there is for a player that age remaining the best player in the world, even if you don't think that he's the best player in the world because you don't believe in MLS's competition. As recently as a year ago, he was the best player in the world, and it's not like he's slowed in any appreciable way. And when Zlatan is going out and watching Inter Miami, he's saying that I came to see Messi, and he's playing with a bunch of statues. No one around him knows how to move. He's the only one who's moving. How is he doing that at that age? I don't want to be spoiled when the immortals sort of remain immortal. But we were talking last week about Kirk Cousins and how it went from $100 million quarterback to you're a backup in 6 games. And Mike Ryan pointed out correctly, yeah, that's when that happens, at about that age, Messi's age. At about that age, that's when it always happens to quarterbacks except for Tom Brady, all of them. 37 years old, you will see numerically the spike. Tom Brady is a total outlier. But all of aging and science has changed. Diana Taurasi's over here playing in her 40s. LeBron James is playing in his 40s in a way that makes no physical sense. What LeBron James still being statistically the player that he is numerically makes no fundamental sense to anyone who has ever watched sports or the aging process. 37-year-old Lionel Messi is scoring 2 goals a game against young, hungry kids. That's crazy.
Yeah, against kids that can run. MLS is athletic, and it doesn't really matter now. I don't think he's the best player in the world anymore, and I think you can just point to the competition because you have no real way to measure it. However, he was just in the Club World Cup, and he was doing it against Porto. He was doing it against European teams. He was doing it against big Brazilian sides. He couldn't do it against PSG. He ran up against a PSG team that had, prior to this final, one of the craziest dominant runs in the history of world football. But he's still very good. And when Argentina plays international games, he's still the talisman. He's still what everything goes through. Everything is for Messi to eat and get his, and they know that that is their most successful pathway to victory. He is still an elite talent. I don't know if he's best in the world anymore, again, because the measuring sticks have changed, which will be curious to see. If he does have a decision to make, his contract is up here in December. That's when the MLS season ends. Is he going to rest before the World Cup, being he's at his age and just play international duty, or is he going to go to another club to remain sharp? And if he goes to another club, where will that other club be located, and what kind of competition will he be going up against?
Greg, the thing that I'm marveling at, that as someone who has watched sports all his life and is having difficulty with how it is that some of these guys and women age, in sports in general, it's such survival of the fittest. Young people, hungrier people are always coming at the champion whose hunger can be dissipated over time. How could it not be? Messi has won everything there is to win. Like 20-year-olds chasing you down and him still being better than them in a way that Mike is saying, well, he might not be the best player in the world anymore. Well, who cares when that's what you're talking about when he's this age? If he's the first best, the 9th best, the 18th best, the way that these things cycle in sports, right? We were talking about Najee Harris. 2-3 years. This is your prime. You got 2 or 3 years. You got 2 or 3 years, and they're veterans and they're people who can take care of their bodies. But staying on top when it's always young people coming to try and knock you off. And it would only make sense for Messi, if not to get tired or old, to get bored. To get bored in a way that would make him not be able to be better than faster people who are more athletic than him.
Yeah, I would never include boredom among the pitfalls for him. He turned 38 a few weeks ago. It was right around the time he began this 5-match, 2 goals every single game for 5 in a row, even against MLS. That's a fabulous record-setting trend. And at age 39, a year from now, he's going to be close enough to the best in the world to be the best player or the key player for a great Argentina team. It's incredible. It's an anomaly, but I don't see much regression in his game. And I worried, as Inter Miami fans I'm sure did, 2 or 3 years ago when he came here, I worried that they were signing an over-the-hill player, that he was coming here as a vacation.
That's how
vacation.
It's always been at the end of the careers with Pele or anybody else who was coming over to save soccer. It was always the tattered remains of what those legends used to be.
Zlatan changed the narrative a little bit because he rolled in here and he dominated, and then he went back to Europe and he's still scoring at a decent output while still making fun of MLS, and he doesn't ever miss an opportunity to make fun of what he thinks of MLS. But I will say that this run of braces for Messi, they're coming in a lot of 2-1 games. Like, they are grinding these things out, and the best player that has ever entered this league is literally winning them their games. He's all their output, and he did so in the Club World Cup too against international competition. An incredible player still.
He's got 16 goals in 16 MLS matches. That's in any credible league. That's noteworthy. I mean, that is fantastic.
Tied for the league with Sam Surridge of Nashville.
Wow, nice factoid.
Where'd that come from? Zaslow, some life advice the audience was giving you.
Oh, man.
I need the audience's help with something that happened to me on Friday, and so I want to know what the feedback was in general and what you got decided with your teenage boy who informed you the other day at 16 years old that he was headed to Chicago for a UFC fight, did not ask your permission, just told you he was going. The audience said, what about this, and what's the reaction been?
Yeah, well, first of all, the reaction's been great because I lost my parent handbook, so I don't have the answers to everything. And the reaction has been ongoing throughout the weekend, so I appreciate that. And I will tell you, it's an easy out for me and my wife because, as some of the listeners have pointed out, there's no hotel that's going to allow a 16-year-old to check into a hotel. You definitely at least have to be 18. So we already told my son that. We avoid being the bad guys. I know there's a lot of pushback where it's like, Zaslow, why are you afraid of being the bad guy? Whatever, all right? So we got out of it because of that, and now he's trying to get... They think that they're going to get one of the parents to go. It ain't going to be me. I'm not trying to go to Chicago, but I think we're in the clear.
Are your kids of an age where they think you're their buddy more than their dad?
No, they know him above them. They know him above them. Yeah.
Well, this doesn't make it sound like it though, right?
Know.
Like in this instance, it didn't sound like it. If he
Right.
told you he was going,
Right. Well, okay. When he says he's going, it doesn't mean that, and we're saying no, which we weren't doing yet. But he says he's going, we're saying no, and then the day comes, he just up and leaves, and he goes. Like that's not the way it would happen. All right. He could think he's going. We could say no. He could think he's going. He's not going if we don't want him to.
but does he know that?
Yes.
Good card, though.
Can't just get into his car and go to the airport, and all of a sudden he's flying to Chicago with me and my wife screaming, "No, you're not!" No, he wouldn't be going then.
I think Uncle Tony should go.
I mean, MMA Hangout live from Chicago.
Low-key Tony in consideration as chaperone. Low-key.
Dan, can you make a kid's dream come true? We can make it happen.
I think
loves Hamzat.
That
Loves
would be
the
bad,
Arab fighters.
Loves the Arab fighters, my
judgment.
son. Loves them.
I think it would be bad judgment.
He goes to the fight. Okay, we do the show. Once he's done, he comes over. That's it. We're done.
The life advice I need is the following from the group here. I really don't know what to do about this because I've told you that for many, many years, without knowing it, because I had just gone to the same old school dentist I had always gone to, that I had not realized that over the last 20 years or so, the dental industry has become something that is much more modernized. So what I was doing in a dentist chair was a little more primitive than what it is now, where I'm watching a Netflix show and my legs are being massaged, and it's a whole spa experience when they're cleaning my teeth. It has been lovely, lovely to go from passing out in the chair one time from the dental work that was being done on my mouth to enjoying going to a truly happy dental place where a lot of people are enjoying nice services.
Where is this?
I gotta try this.
Yes, it's in Aventura, and it's taken me many years to find it. But what I was going to tell you, and I don't want to talk too much about this because then it's going to get back to my dentist.
It's like Curb.
But Larry David's got a new show coming out on HBO. Did you know that?
Produced with the Obamas.
30-minute sketch comedy series. Anyway, so I'm in the chair, and I've told you before that I have been surprised that my dentist, while doing a great job, like I don't feel anything. It's just I'm in and out in an hour, and everything is perfect. It's a perfect experience.
That's that big needle that they use. Like
it's not a needle, no needles, just topical, just little topical stuff. But the last time I was in with her, it was super far-right politics that she was talking. And this time, with my mouth open and sharp instruments inside, I get the question, how do you feel about Trump?
I thought she's run this game on you before.
I just stay quiet. I don't know what to do because I don't want
vulnerable position.
Well, this is what I'm telling you. I'm admitting to the audience a vulnerable position because here is where my morality gets diluted by my comfort. Because you do what in this situation? What do you guys do in this situation where you're having the magical dental experience, but you really don't want to have this conversation in any way?
it has to be whatever keeps you comfortable in that moment. That's the only thing there is to do.
But I felt in that chair, as soon as she started about cloud seeding, weather control, and deep state, I just said, I think they're all dangerous. But I'm speaking like my mouth is wide open with one of these things. I can barely speak. I got one of these things sucking out things.
That's the thing with the dentist, right? Or the person who's cleaning, the dental hygienist. They ask you questions while they're working on your mouth.
They love doing that.
You have no way to answer back. You're like,
you start to answer, and then they're like, no, keep your tongue down. Or like, move your tongue.
I
It's like,
can't
what?
talk then.
Yeah, my guy was like that too. Mandel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an older gentleman.
That's why I
and
switched dentists.
He used to talk about all these like Abe Saperstein and all these old timey NBA names. And
all of a sudden, like in the middle,
Pharisee.
right in the middle of the thing on another server, he like walks over and grabs like a picture, and all of a sudden now I'm like looking at a picture frame. It's like I don't care, dude.
Right?
Oh wow.
I know you remember him.
How old are you going to talk that?
What do you do in my situation?
I'll tell you what I do. I say, be a dentist. Quit talking politics.
That is a crazy thing.
Shut up and clean? Is that what you're going to tell me?
No, be a dentist. I don't want to talk politics.
How do you feel about Trump is one of the wilder things to be asked.
I like him.
I'm telling you guys that as your mouth is open in that situation, it does not feel safe to do what you just did.
Yeah.
What you just did, I understand, be a dentist. They've got sharp things in your mouth.
You
Greg.
would never say that.
Like the idea that she would like attack you if you
No,
were
I'm not saying that she would.
you hate
I'm
him,
not.
huh?
No.
But you also enjoy the experience so much. You're living out the Palestinian chicken episode because this place brings you joy for something that this is actually the most enjoyable experience I've ever had here. I'm willing to tolerate your politics.
Not since Chick-fil-A has this conundrum been seen quite so clearly by those on the left who have their appetites about comforts.
Don't wear Chick-fil-A there. Or?
Don't wear a Biden shirt in there.
Yeah.
I'm wearing it. I'll wear it in there.
I'm asking.
He meant Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
That's
you said
what he
chicken fillet. I didn't know what the
Yeah, it was a
spot
little
was.
bad.
It's
Sorry.
Chick-fil-A. Gotcha.
Sorry, my bad. The thing that I'm saying, though, to Greg about be a dentist and how it is that you're not going to do that, because I don't fear an attack there. I just fear all future awkwardness that will make it a less pleasant experience than what it presently is.
Well, what Zaz says is true. I would find a polite way to say, be a dentist, don't talk politics.
You just got to give a nothing answer. Like when they go, how do you feel about Trump? You just go, ah.
God, that works.
I mean, you can't talk politics. I feel that in my own family. Relatives of mine no longer come over for Thanksgiving dinner because they're not welcome there.
What?
Yes.
Jeez.
It's not because of, okay.
Dan, I think what you should do is kind of hit him with one of these.
Tone, I'm sorry. I need
Let's
to go.
not sit here.
Yes.
Politics is everywhere.
I'm trying to get out of that thing. I'm trying to move on over.
Politics is everywhere, which is why people gravitate to escapes like our show and the Club World Cup.
I wanted to see Greg Cody and Chris Cody sink into a family argument about Chris not knowing who's been banned from the Cody household because of politics. I felt like we needed to follow that. I'm guessing
Despite how he looks, Dick leans left.
Yes, he does. He's been banned from Facebook for...
He has multiple times.
Yeah.
Uncle
Banned
Dick
from
loves to get in
Facebook?
the comments.
It usually does lean one way or the other.
Not me.
Oh, by the way,
me down the middle.
While we were having fun at Conor McGregor's expense, Azalea Banks, the outspoken hip hop artist, she released screen caps of DMs that she received allegedly from Conor McGregor, nude ones, unsolicited, including one photo in which there's a barbell hanging from his penis.
The alien!
And said one of the messages, and they're threatening, which is don't be a rat because rats get caught. So that was happening today, very early. Conor got after it.
By the way, happy birthday, Conor McDavid. 37 today.
We weren't talking about Conor
Or McGregor, I should say McGregor, not McDavid.
Happy birthday.
So whose birthday is it?
McDavid's 37?
Yeah,
I
that'd be
don't
wild.
care.
Also overrated.
Good luck.
Whose birthday is it?
Whose birthday
No,
is it?
it's Conor McGregor's birthday.
Okay,
today.
good.
Yeah.
Horribly unfair thing to invoke
37.
Conor McDavid during
I
that
know.
particular part.
Yeah.
I thought he was 37.
Got my Connors mixed up.
Earlier in the show, we played Travis Scott falling off a stage. I want to go back to that because Mike Ryan described it as both red and dark, which is accurate. Let's play that video and that sound again. The auto-tune is hysterical.
That's right, London! Yeah.
For those of you not watching on video, the last sound that you're hearing is very much him falling off the stage with auto-tune as punctuation. And when you mentioned that it was red and dark, it made me imagine what I thought is the shirt you're wearing now, which is the satanic music that you went to go see last week or this weekend.
Yeah, I went last night to the Kaseya Center at 8 o'clock. I strolled in. The concert started at 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's awesome.
At 8 o'clock, you put your phone in they have a pouch, no phones. The concert started at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, no opener, just here's the band Ghost. They play for an hour and 45 minutes. You are on your way home by 9:45. It was the greatest. And I like shows in which I can't have my cell phone. I wish I did have some video to share with you because the stage production is unbelievable.
I've never heard of that before, a concert, a music concert that has the pouch to put your cell phone away.
I've seen that before. I've gone to Jack White concerts. Jack White is a huge believer in this, but he's playing smaller venues, and he realizes that when he plays arena shows, it's a little harder to enforce. I haven't been to an arena show with a music act that does that. It was incredible. And I think my favorite part about it was the fact that they started at 8 o'clock.
You mentioned that.
They were so, it took a satanic band to finally be considerate to its audience on a Sunday night.
What does that mean, satanic? What does that mean?
It's all theater. I don't actually believe it, although there was a lot of, espousing the virtues of the Dark Lord.
When you mention, oh, thank you, Satanic Mike Monday makes its appearance there as part of the new imaging, as part of what Jason, the director, is going rogue on.
How many times do I have to say stop doing this?
Even though it infuriates Mike Ryan.
Love it.
When you mentioned the taking of the phones away, I'm wondering if you guys will be able to find what the app is. I wonder how you guys would feel about an app that is becoming popular. A couple of friends of mine have mentioned it. That basically, if you're going to go to Instagram, for example, to do something mindless, the phone makes you do 5 squats or whatever to make sure that you don't do it mindlessly. Something that throws exercise into the addiction of social media that we have for our phones. How do you guys feel about that as an idea? Does that seem to you a successful app idea, one that merges the addiction you have with your phone to a demand for presence that will have exercise in it every time you want to get onto Instagram?
Hypocritical app.
Dumb.
What are they standing for? We're going to decrease your dependence on this device by increasing your dependence on this device. Now you need an app to tell you to do squats? Get out of here.
Also, how does it work? Like, am I sitting on the couch and it's like, do 5 squats, and I'm like shaking my phone up and down?
In order to get your
like,
phone
okay.
working, you have to do the exercise. Look, you guys can have your questions about it, but I'm asking you, you don't like it, as an idea for what is our greatest untreated addiction as a species, the addiction we presently have to our phones that are distorting us and creating a dystopian loneliness throughout society, our addiction to it. If I tell you have to be more present when doing it, and here 5 squats to do it, that doesn't seem like a good idea to anybody listening to this?
No, it's too easy to beat that rap. You know, I'm smarter than an app. It tells me to do 5 squats. I'm like, all right, I just did them.
I don't feel like I'm smarter than my apps anymore. I don't feel like I'm smarter than my apps anymore. Do you?
I tell my app, hey, I know I did 5, I just did 10. Now I'm going to do TikTok up the ass more often than I would have had the app not told me to do squats. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to get the best of my app. Tell you that. Raggedy bitch. I tell you, the apps are taking over the world. So's the algorithm. Okay? You mentioned algorithms earlier. That's an invasion of privacy. Okay? I don't want my computer paying so much attention to everything I do that it now feeds me stuff it thinks I most want or might want. Don't make that decision for me. You know, just because I watch a bunch of elephant videos, it doesn't mean I want nothing but elephant videos. It's an it's an invasion of privacy. But so's everything now. You know, the drones flying over my house taking pictures of me. It's ridiculous. No privacy anymore. Am I wrong?
I was just taken aback by the language you used. I haven't felt that way since last week. You used the phrase hard on.
Yeah, well, we were talking about how Viagra originally began as a heart medicine.
He's right about that.
And so I put together 2 things.
I didn't finish my story because the house on Star Island that resulted from that medicine that was heart medicine and by accident became a boner pill, the trees on that lawn are all $100,000 trees because of how much money was made from that the happy accident of the boner pill.
First guy must have been like, Doc, I don't know if it's helping my heart. I know what it is helping, though.
It is a bit startling to have that kind of good fortune. I appreciate, though, Greg, that you went totally off the rail there.
Did I?
Yeah, I mean, yes, you were. I believe we were all jarred by. Look at them. There's still. Look at that room. That room remains shell shocked. I feel like a strong 90-mile-an-hour wind has singed all of their eyebrows in there. The whole group of people are startled by how you got that burst of funny out of nowhere.
I can't believe I'm the only one who is anti-algorithm.
I don't think you are. I think they're making us crazy and sad and that we're addicted to them. That part is obvious, is it not? And yet, I don't feel like I'm smarter than they are. When I talk to you guys about the changing of viewing habits, I was for a while there stuck at night going through all the trailers on Netflix, on Apple, without picking any one of them. And
my algorithm on Instagram is, Dan, it's all boobs. It's a good algorithm.
It is an invasion of privacy,
It
Greg.
is.
Planet Earth.
You're not wrong about this.
Right. I like intentionally fooling my algorithm. What I'll do is I'll go 24 hours watching nothing but old Jetsons cartoons. And then for the next week, it's sending me Looney Tunes. It's sending me all things related to cartoons. I feel like I have won that. Okay, I have gotten, that's where I say I'm smarter than an app. That's where I have beaten the app by fooling it into telling them what my algorithm is, even though it could not be farthest from the truth.
So your great
It is a mustache summer. It is.
I want to be clear on this. Your great victory, though, is that now your algorithm is filled with crap you don't actually want because you showed it.
Yes, exactly. What a feeling of superiority. Are you kidding me? It's the same with cars. Don't tell me when my window should move. I'm veering slightly toward the center of the lane and it beeps. What if I want to veer slightly to the center of the lane? Because the guy in back of me to the right is tailgating, so when he goes to pass, I'm veering over just to give him a little of that. And the car's beeping at me like I shouldn't do that. I know what I'm doing. I'm smarter than a car.
Greg's onto something here because you feed the algorithm things you don't want. You don't spend as much time on your phone looking at stuff you don't want. So there's the addiction buster right there.
Totally
Tom and Jerry cartoons or whatever he said.
Yep.
I don't want to watch that. Okay, perfect. Feed me more of it. That way I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't want this.
You guys surprised me with your just total rebuffing and indifference about an app idea that I thought was pretty smart about trying to keep people intentional. I know people don't want a lot of intentionality, but some do, and some appreciate the help with the discipline.
It's phony. Here's why it's phony.
They lured you right in with it.
You're the sucker. Because you want to approach social media and your addiction to your device on some sort of moral high ground because you don't like that you've given yourself over to this addiction.
I do 3 squats now every time before I...
You do. We all have it bad, and they outsmarted us, and they feed it. And you feeling bad about it by installing an app that makes you do 4 lunges before you open it doesn't make you better than me. It doesn't make you better than Zaz.
I haven't installed such an app. I'm just
your app friends.
But I see how you're approaching this whole conversation as if you're the moral high ground man. No, boobs.
Yeah, my algorithm and I, we're on the same page.
I'm not looking down on you from Squat Mountain up here. I don't have the app, and I'm just thinking it's a good idea for people who would appreciate being more intentional.
Here's what a
about
good idea is. I open up Instagram, I see Bret Hart applying the sharpshooter on Mr. Perfect. That's what I want instantaneously, and that's what I get.
Now the airport looks even more ridiculous because you just see some ass.
Yeah.
All right, good. I'm good to go now.
Chris, I don't remember. Did we have game show imaging and any bells and whistles for the Jemele Hill segment? Are you willing to die on that hill?
We had some fun game show music. We're ready to go with it.
All right. Jamele's going to join us shortly. Please have that ready in moments. We will get to it in a second. We will get to Against the Spread as well. But before we do that, I see some reports here during a really slow week. A whole lot of people are taking their vacation during this sports content time. And Into the Breach is an article about LeBron feeling disrespected by the team of the Lakers being turned over to Luka. And Rich Paul is now saying how many teams are interested in LeBron James?
4.
Do you not believe that?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is tampering. You know, if teams are just calling a player's agent to try and negotiate a trade, kind of not how it works.
Yeah, but kind of how it does work if you're running the sport the way he has been for the last 15 years. So do you believe that, though? Because I would be – some people are saying that they don't believe that there's a market for him, and I simply refuse to believe that. Now, is there a market that he would want to go to because it's a championship market? I don't know if there's a fit there, but I think there are a few, and I don't think New York says no. Why would New York say no?
A lot of this is self-governing, too. If you receive word, if you're an MLS team and you receive word, hey, Messi is interested in a move to the United States, I think Real Salt Lake's going to be like, we're probably out on this one. We won't even bother picking up the phone. We know.
You see any disrespect in the idea that the Van Gundys have said the hardest thing to do in sports is to coach an aging superstar? There's not a lot of self-awareness. This aging superstar has been unlike any before him as a prodigy in sports, being able to handle what fame was effortlessly, it seems, for 25 years. This person has been in the center of the news stream in a way that has turned a basketball player into the next closest thing to Michael Jordan that we've ever seen in terms of fame, notoriety, all of it. And at the end of his career, my guess would be that he would have a very high bar for what it is to respect him, and he would feel easily disrespected by anyone who didn't assign proper value to what has been an unrelenting billion-dollar economy for 15 years every year.
Yeah, but he's gotten proper value, including the one-year contract he just signed.
Just to be clear, what is the disrespect? Bringing in a younger elite basketball player to help him win? I don't. How is it disrespect? You've decided that I'm no longer the face of this. That is disrespectful. Which is it? Do you want to have a good basketball team? I don't get it.
They drafted his son.
I mean, the disrespect. Come on, this is manufactured. Just say you don't want to be there anymore because you're not the star of the show. There's no disrespect there. The Lakers have been super respectful of LeBron.
It is interesting, though, because, yes, the whole how do you handle an aging superstar thing, you know, Kobe Bryant, final year, is shooting under 40%. Dirk Nowitzki, final year, is scoring like 11 or 12 points per game. LeBron still scores like 26 points per game, shoots over 50%. It's an aging superstar, but he's still really good.
Yeah, but he's more than aging. He's in his 40s. And LeBron's done everything right his entire career. Hopefully he can do the right thing in aging gracefully and accepting that L.A. is not moving on without him necessarily, but moving on with a younger player they can build around for the next 5-7 years.
But, Greg, how does aging gracefully when you've been at the top of the sport and at top of media and at top of everything your entire life, how does that look like aging-wise when you're like, all right, they brought in this guy Luka, but now we've got two different timelines, now we've got two different things going on. What does aging look like for
let's
LeBron?
do this real quick here because you guys just said, where's the disrespect? Well, statistically, still a top 10 player. And you just dismissed him as if it should just be someone else's team. Statistically, better than Luka last year. So where are we now? Because I could see where a man of substantive ego who has conquered sports in an unprecedented way would say, well, show me all the ways that he's a lot better. Because when I was leading this team, we were a 3 seed, and whenever I'm healthy, we're relevant. Luka came over here, and we couldn't share the basketball great because he's doing a lot of 8 for 19 all of a sudden because he's not handling the ball as much as he wants to.
But who's going to be better in 5 years? The people running the Lakers have to think in terms of what's the immediate
Agreed,
future
but this is, look, it's easy to be teammates when everyone's interests are aligned. This is where they conflict. They're totally different. So let's bring in Jemele Hill here. Her new episodes drop every week. Spolitics, that's her podcast. You can subscribe to her YouTube channel at It's Jemele Hill, and she's also a contributing writer for The Atlantic, has been a longtime Meadowlark advisor. How's this game show go? Do we have the sound? Let's go. Let's play okay. And how do we chant it? Are you willing to
die on this hill?
This or that? Is it this or that
This
hill?
hill, that hill.
Are you willing to die on this hill?
The alien.
Fireworks are the exclusive domain of dumb men. Are you willing to die on this hill?
While I do think they continually do dumb things with them, I don't think it's just them. I mean, kids still do enjoy fireworks, but I'm not willing to die on that one. I don't think it's that serious with them.
Boys, though. These are fireworks.
Yes, generally boys. I mean, I was using sparklers. I had a more tame firework experience. I didn't deal with fireworks that would cost me any limbs, but you know, generally I won't die on that one. I'll the men and the boys.
All right, we'll bring it back here on the back end. I just wanted to start with something light before bringing you in on the conversation we were having before you got here, which is I have the most amazing dentist. It is a spa-like experience. It is wonderful. It's the greatest thing I've known in dentistry. But She keeps talking about Trump and deep state, and I can't get her to stop. And what do I do?
Hill.
Okay, so it is hard to find a good dentist, though. And you're talking about a spa-like experience for a dentist. Like, I've never even heard of
I
that.
know.
I had a similar situation with a makeup artist, and I really, really liked her. And but I could tell that she was in a cult. And unfortunately, but I still use her though, because she's too good. So, but what happens is I learned how to steer the conversation in my direction as opposed to letting her pick the topics. So it's always something light, reality TV.
But I can't talk.
I steer the
I
conversation.
can't talk. She's got sharp
We're stuck in
utensils.
this
Oh, yeah, that is true.
In my mouth.
That is
I
true.
like this situation.
And Greg Cody's telling me to tell her to shut up and dentist, and I'm not willing to do it. I'm unwilling to do that. I don't want that future awkwardness. I'm enjoying my dentistry.
Well, I think you got to suck it up, Dan. I mean, if you have to hear about the Epstein files for a while, if you have to hear about deep state conspiracies, I think it's worth it. I think your teeth would appreciate that. You got to do it for your teeth.
Okay, thank you, Jemele. I appreciate the permission. You were onboarding when we were talking about LeBron, and it's not something that we have ever seen before in our sports lifetime. Any of what happens with him at this age, any of what he's been is without precedent. What do you do if you're the Lakers? What do you do if you're LeBron? What is happening there? Do you think he lasts the season in Los Angeles?
I do. And listen, I could be really naive here. And I just don't think at his age he's willing to go through the same process. And I get it. Like, another team would probably be able to build something around him so he could compete for another title. But he's 40 years old, and his family loves Los Angeles. He loves living in Los Angeles. He certainly, sorry, no disrespect to the Clippers, he's not going to go there, even though he wants to be in Los Angeles. But it reminded me of a recent conversation I had with Chris Paul down there in Miami when I was there for American Black Film Festival. And he's talked about how tough these last 5 or 6 years have been on him because he's moved around so much of his career. And he doesn't want to do that anymore. Like, that requires a certain amount of energy. That requires you building not just another team, but you have to build an entirely new ecosystem around you. And I just don't think at this age, nobody wants to do that. Like, I know that he always wants to compete, and I know he always, to some degree, loves having leverage and an advantage over a team, as he's put himself in that situation many, many, many times. But I think the mental bandwidth to do that is a legitimate factor here, and I think he's going to finish his career in Los Angeles.
I can't tell you how stunned I am to be having this conversation with Jemele Hill and her saying, I'm watching the way that he moves at 40 years old, and she's like, he's 40 years old, he doesn't want to physically move. She's saying that LeBron James doesn't want the inconvenience, because he's an old person who has ear hair, of being moved to another city and competing more for a championship. He's too old for that, is what she's saying. Not to be great at basketball, but to move cities.
Man, think about it, Dan. You've been, well, I know it's a little different with you because you've been in Miami your whole life. But right now, let's see, I've been in LA since 2018. The idea of picking up, moving, relocating my whole life, and I know I'm not LeBron James. I don't have his money. He can make things as convenient as he possibly can. But you get to a certain age, and especially if you've built a good life for yourself in that city, it'd be one thing if he didn't like LA, or this wasn't all the things that he's exposed to in LA, he really loves. And I just don't see him picking up and be like, you know what? Let's give Cleveland one more go. Like, why?
Jemele, I'm not even making fun of you. You've made more sense than anyone I've asked about this, because I keep thinking it's probable that he will leave. I keep thinking that there's no reason you begin this year with that salvo if you actually intend on staying there, that is something to grease the wheels to leave. But you've convinced me based on just being old enough to not wanting to be bothered by the hassle of movers in your house.
Yeah, I mean, not just movers. It's like his family's not gonna come with him. I mean, I don't see him having. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure his team and other people will, but I don't know them at all. I met Savannah, his wife, once, or a couple times actually, and I just don't get that impression, especially as he's winding down his career. And I think her input matters a lot because he said that she sacrificed so much throughout, their marriage so that he can be this great basketball player. Like, try selling her on another move. I don't think it would happen.
It's another good point. It's another good point. He's not going anywhere because of Savannah. How's that?
And he also still has Zuri. She's still in school. Like, he's not going to uproot them just to give this one more shot. And listen, I know the West is loaded, and there's no guarantees that anything will work out just because he moves and goes elsewhere. I think he just likes his life too much, and that doesn't mean he's not in his feelings about how they're transitioning the franchise. About if the reports are true, they didn't tell him about the sale. Like, that doesn't mean that he's not upset with that. But is he upset enough to where he's just like, I'm gonna detonate this whole thing? I don't think so.
I just want to say that's smart logic to me, and we've seen it with a comparable talent down here in Lionel Messi. One of the reasons he signed with Inter Miami is that his family loves Miami. They owned a condo on Miami Beach before he ever signed here.
He lives in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, his family owned a condo in Miami Beach before he ever signed here, authenticating that his family and he used to vacation here. They love it here.
Unnecessary correction by your ass son.
Yeah, I thought so too, but that's okay though.
In fact, let me do this for you. Hold on a second.
We've got a penalty, 5 minutes, major asshole.
What are you yelling about?
Go back to game show. No one's here to cue the music.
Okay, then we lose. We all lose if we go back to the game show. And wouldn't that be unfortunate if we couldn't go back to Die on That Hill? You want to just play it? Just keep it playing. But you know what? At any point, this can break out. All right, Jemele, here's the question. Earlier in the show, don't ask me how this happened, but Chris Cody said there's no way that his father at any point anymore at this point in his life checks out porn on the internet. So are you willing to die on that hill, Jemele Hill? Are you on that hill? At his age, if LeBron's not willing to do anything at 40 to move, are you willing to die on the hill that Greg Cody, no way, he's too old for dabbling in any of that internet smut?
Well, it's not that he would be too old. It's just that he just seems like such a wholesome man.
Thank you.
And I have a hard time believing.
With that mustache?
I am a wholesome man. Yeah, thank you. Hey, what a great compliment, a wholesome man.
Strictly missionary.
I don't understand. Jemele, what are you looking at here? This scoundrel, this rascal. What is it that you're looking at that you see a wholesome man here?
Listen, he's got a collared shirt. It's probably 2,000 degrees in Miami.
Yes,
he's got you know what I'm saying? He's always very rational for the most part. It alludes to me. I'm more likely to believe Greg is at a weekly Bible study than I am to believe that he is watching porn.
Now that I mean,
yeah, no way on that last one.
Zaslow, do you want to bring up your parenting conundrum to Jemele Hill?
Jemele, should my 16-year-old son be allowed to travel with his friends, no adult, to Chicago for UFC?
Good card, though. Keep that
answer that question.
Couple caveats, really good card, and he loves the Arab fighters.
Okay, generally, what is his track record of responsibility?
Responsible.
Loves the Arab
Responsible.
fighters.
Is this the rotisserie chicken, son?
He ran around the Minecraft theater with a chicken jockey.
Okay, no.
What?
Not a good kid.
Yes, well, but wait a minute. Hold on. This is an unfair appraisal. This would not be happening, and Zaslow would not be entertaining it at all if he did not believe his son to be responsible.
Hill.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you should let him go.
Whoa.
And wait, I guess more the other. Wait, before I sell you too hard on this, are his other friends responsible?
Yes, Jemele. Nice Jewish boys. Yes.
Okay. All right. That's important. I think you should let him go. Listen, when I didn't go to Chicago, but we had this tradition. Like, a lot of us used to go to Cedar Point, which is in Sandusky, Ohio, the amusement park. So go there for a weekend. Friends, we did it. It was fine. All worked out. So
this is an upset. You and Tony are the only ones.
Good card.
The internet has gathered up and yelled at Zaslow. It's only you and Tony giving him this advice. Only you and Tony.
Jamal, I told him, great card. Hamzat Chimaev, Dricus Duplessis for the world title. Like, this is huge.
I love some Arab fighters.
And look, he's going there for a specific activity. It's a great experience. And I do think part of, and I say this as someone who's childish, or childless, excuse me, also childish sometimes, but childless. And so it's easy for me to give advice. But one of the things I see with these young people and how they don't know how to deal with certain situations is because their parents do everything to continually protect them from discomfort. And not that it's uncomfortable going to Chicago, but the experience of being on your own in a city, traveling, you got to figure it out. You got to find out how not to make sure you wind up in a ditch. And I think that'll be an important experience.
Good advice from Jemele Hill, alone with Tony on an island. But I would say that I will not trust any 16-year-old, and even less at a UFC fight. Those two ingredients alone, I'm going to separate them.
Fireworks, baby.
I'm going to keep both of those things apart from each other. 16 years old and UFC fight.
So if he were going then to, let's say, another event, let's say he was going
a butterfly
to
museum.
Okay, what about Club World Cup? If he were going to something else, would
that
you
seems
still
so much more dangerous. Club World Cup
than UFC?
Hooligans.
It's not a real thing.
Hooligans. Wait, the hooligans are in the crowd at UFC fights.
Hill.
Yeah. So for you, Dan, it's about the event, or is it the combination of 16?
Well, first of all, the thing that was stunning to me is that his 16-year-old son didn't even ask permission. Told him he was going.
That's wild.
Okay. Now, see, that's a different story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see that you guys are missing key context. Like, no. Okay, if you're gonna go, you gotta give me a whole slide presentation about why you should go and be able to go with your friends.
Yes, but it started with, hey, me and my friends, we bought tickets for UFC Chicago. It's this day, we're going. But me and my wife say you're not going. It's not like he's, oh, yes, I am, and he's getting on a plane. I mean, we could end it right now if we want. Wow.
See, now I'm starting to crumble here because I'm troubled by the audacity of buying the tickets without asking you first.
I want to play for Jemele the sound that we've been playing with all morning. I believe that Conor McGregor in the history of sports is second only to Ali when he's on his game talking. And we want to play this sound for Jemele. She's got the same body of sports journalism history that I do, so maybe she's got better talkers that she has seen in her life. But let's go to Conor McGregor again. Hasn't won a fight in 5 years, but knows how to sell bare-knuckle fighting.
What's good, Hollywood? It's a pleasure to be back here at the Hard Rock Hotel, where this Saturday night we have a flagship event with a wealth of fighting machines, topped by our heavyweight knockout sensation, Luis Elzambo Perdomo, as he circles world title fight honors. But that's not all. As much as we love the Hard Rock Hotel here, and as much as they love bare knuckle, we have assembled our very first inaugural World Champion Summit before you all. Well, as you can see beside me and in front of me, some of the baddest men and women to ever grace planet Earth. This is what we're about here at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, the alien of combat sport. And may we rise above the night sky and rain down blows viciously on all our deniers. And announce here today that Bare Knuckle FC has no love for the big glove. So let's get going, Bare Knuckle. Let's go, Florida, and let's announce some incredible matchups, some shock signings, and the most lucrative tournament in all of combat sport, where we crown in an open weight the baddest man on the planet. Let's go give it up. Come on.
Give me the game show music here. Conor McGregor is on a copious amount of cocaine. Jemele Hill, are you dying to die that dose?
Okay, so you basically want me to defame somebody and accuse them of being on coke. Oh, I'm not that rich, Dan. I'm not you. I'm sorry.
We'll have to go to Discovery.
Just looks like.
Oh, okay.
My proof would be look at it.
Look, he could have just had a pretty strong Red Bull. You never know, but
that's true. We don't know.
I mean,
Red Bull's
we don't
not
know
doing that
this.
to him.
Okay, look, there's plenty of other natural substances that can give you that amount of energy. So I'm gonna say
not willing to die on that hill.
Not willing to die on the hill of defamation.
Show
I
the
don't want to
shadowboxing
defame
video.
Conor McGregor.
All right, let's show her some video here of Conor McGregor shadowboxing and any of the other videos that you can show of Conor McGregor clearly.
I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Come on,
Jemele won't.
Jemele.
Oh, okay. The bend over.
He's on something wider than that suit.
Come on, Jemele.
I mean, doesn't Adderall do the same thing? I'm told.
See, I like where her head's
could it
at.
be-
All right, very
We don't
good.
know.
You know what?
It doesn't have to be coke.
You know what?
Shadowbox, there it is.
I'm
That's
with
telltale
Jemele.
sign right
I'm with
there.
Jemele. We don't know.
We don't know. Jemele,
We don't
good
know.
seeing you. I will tell the people again, new episodes of her podcast, Politics, every week on iHeart. Subscribe to her YouTube channel at It's Jemele Hill, and also read everything she writes at The Atlantic. Thank you, Jemele. I didn't ask Jemele about the big award that you won recently. I should have told her about the big award that you won because we haven't talked about it at all. And congratulations on being a big award winner.
Thank you.
Tell us more about this. Look at how engaged you are now. He cannot wait to get in here and talk about this.
I was told a couple of days ago that I had been honored by the 75th Annual Green Eyeshade Awards, which is a major journalism group in the southeastern United States. The award encompasses the 12 southeastern states.
Just 12?
Yeah, 12.
Can't believe they used the silhouette of you for the award in this picture. For the
That's fair.
It is a similar
That's fair.
honker. It's a similar honker. It's
fair.
not
He
quite
also
as
can-
chiseled
his
a
chin
chin.
can go, though.
No, but not, his chin isn't quite that chiseled. But the nose seems life size.
Yeah.
The
it
way he
could be.
writes.
That's true. I do use a quill pen.
So
Not a lot of people know that.
Zaz, I saw you question here. This is a distinguished award. Green Eyeshade. This is literary stuff. This is stuff when I was coming up. This was important stuff.
I'm just wondering which states. You know, it's 12.
Which
like,
12 states?
It's SEC country.
You should probably
Says
thank the
there,
states, right?
It's the southeastern states, like
Yeah.
Georgia, Florida, Louisiana.
You kicked Dave Hyde's ass.
Well, he didn't win, and I did. So
Oh, that's what Dan.
I mean, in this case,
But this is just for writing, like no radio, nothing
no,
that
this
involves
is-
a microphone.
This is sports commentary.
Number one sports commentary, not number two, not number three.
Correct.
Number one in 12 states.
Yeah, I was also part of a team of Herald writers that finished second in sports reporting for our Florida Panthers Stanley Cup coverage.
Who won that one?
I can't remember. It was not a local.
For your coverage of
outlet.
calling McDavid overrated?
Yes, correct.
You
Yeah.
look great, man. You look like someone winning a journalism award.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Mike.
Where does this rank in terms of career achievements and noteworthy awards for you? Because I'm not kidding when I say I do remember that outside of the Associated Press Awards, Green Eyeshade was viewed as the most literary of the journalism awards when we were coming up in the business. Is that still so?
I think so. I think it's a prestigious award. I was surprised to win. It probably ranks. I've made the Associated Press Sports Editors top 10 3 times, and this probably ranks.
Who's counting?
So, what is the practical purpose of the Green Eyeshade? It's a wild look. It's reserved for accountants and poker dealers.
Yeah.
Does it help you do something in particular? Why was that even a hat? It doesn't seem super practical, but it obviously has to have some sort of benefit.
As old as I am, the Green Eyeshade predates me. Like, I have
That's
no
crazy.
idea what that was used for.
Okay,
or
so
help with counting?
for those who cannot see it, the visor has it's an eye shade, and it's being worn the way that Steve Spurrier would wear a visor. And I don't know what a green eye shade is. I don't know how it helps. I only associate it with this award that I wanted to win growing up. I don't remember whether or not I won it though. I don't have any recollection. I'm
on
guessing
it.
you can
Copy editors. They're part of the people that hold those positions that use green eye shades.
Okay.
and
It's supposed to reduce eye strain and improve focus.
I actually was curious about the phrase, and I Googled it, and it self-corrected to green eyeshadow.
Yeah. It reduces harsh lighting.
Okay.
So, Dan, just to be clear, an award that Greg is really pleased to have won, you don't even bother to remember if you've won it.
I remember that it mattered to me. It's been so long that I don't remember whether. I think I'd remember if I'd won, so I must not have.
Wow, I'm seeing here that in 2010, in the sports commentary category, Dan Le Batard came in Second place.
Damn, that was a
behind
LeBron.
John Romano of the
Summer
St.
of
Petersburg
2010.
Times.
Wow, an upset. Wow, no disrespect, John.
Just ahead of David Clymer.
And that was the only time I placed in the Green Eyeshade. Are you telling me right now, are you announcing for the first time that Greg Cody has kicked my ass at writing by winning an award
something.
at a more diluted time?
I knew you were going to get that in there. I actually finished second in 2005. That tells you how old I am. 20
Congratulations,
years.
Greg
Thank you.
Cody.
Wait a minute. 2014.
Oh, good year for you.
Dan Le Batard beats Dave Hyde. Number 1, Dan Le Batard. Number 2, Sun Sentinels, Dave Hyde.
You kicked his ass.
Look at you.
He
How
knew
long
it.
ago was that?
2014, 11 years ago.
All right, what have you done lately?
Where are you putting that?
Oh, that was like end of the big 3.
So to your original point, Zaz, it does appear that I've won an award that
That's right.
Greg Cody cared
Not
about.
as
I
recently.
don't remember.
Not as
That's
recently,
right.
though.
Did you show up? Did you go?
I did not. No,
Oh,
those
wow.
things.
Would you remember?
Those things are uncomfortable. I will tell you. I will tell you. This is funny. This is scarring. I don't remember what the award was, but I do remember having to go to Jacksonville in order to accept it at what was an auditorium full of people. And what's funny about it is I was running between TV hits, and I grabbed a dry cleaning bag that I had not, before getting this tuxedo, tried on because I was renting a tuxedo.
Ooh, least favorite game.
It was way too big. Way too
upset.
big. Upset, agreed. But now imagine me walking up to make a speech holding my pants up.
They've seen a lot of ill-fitting suits, I'm sure. At the Green Eyeshade.
But holding it, I had to hold it up. This
didn't have a belt?
This was not Green Eyeshade. This was a big giant. Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway were there. It was like some stately televised award.
Oh yeah, you can't be doing that.
Thing, and I'm walking on stage holding up my pants because I didn't try on the tuxedo
That's
before.
embarrassing.
I mean.
As I continue to dive here, in 2003, you came in 3rd place. Technically 4th place because 2 people were tied for 2nd. So
They loved your Marlins
They gave you
commentary.
3rd place, but it was 4th.
Well, congrats.
So you made your way up. 2004, 3rd place, really 4th place. 2010, 2nd place. 2014, you got it done.
Why do you have such little regard for the Green Eyeshade?
I didn't mean to do that. That was an accidental insult. Tony, don't look at me that way.
Did you?
I did not remember whether.
I don't even remember if I placed. I don't even know.
I'm
I
proud
won.
of you, Greg.
Thanks, Mike.
The McGregor, the McDavid. Look, now I'm doing it. The McDavid thing actually worked.
How old is McDavid? Is he 37 or
We've
not?
all done it today. It's happening a lot throughout the industry. I saw last night, and I wanted to ask you guys, because I imagine all of you are a fan of this genre of movie, the prison escape movie. It can be done poorly, but I saw one that Daniel Radcliffe starred in, Escape from Pretoria, last night, that was about, some people wrongfully imprisoned in South Africa. It's a true story. What are the greatest prison escape movies that ever have been made? Because I think of Escape from Alcatraz, I think of Papillon, and those are the first 2 that come to mind.
Yeah, Shawshank.
I mean, I think of Midnight Express.
I don't know if any of you have seen this movie. It's slow going, and the whole thing is based on how it is that these guys just sort of made keys in order to get out of a heavily armed prison. But what is it about this movie genre that will always get our attention? Because this one stopped me, and I was like, how have I not seen this before?
Go ahead. No, was The Last Castle an escape movie? The one with Robert Redford and James Gandolfini? That movie rocked, but not enough for me to actually remember if someone escaped.
I love prison movies. 2 kinds of movies I will watch anyone are prison movies and time travel movies. I will watch anything about those 2. I love prison movies.
Well, let's put this on the poll here at Le Batard Show. What will grab you every time the most? Prison escape, heist, or shark? You get to choose from among those 3. Shark, heist, Prison Escape. Shark's going to finish third there, right? No matter how much I talk about Jaws. And after Greg Cody shocked us all by coming out with the take on the 50-year anniversary of Jaws, overrated, doesn't hold up, never understood it. You have to understand, Greg Cody has seen 7 movies in his life. He is not a connoisseur in any way, shape, or form, but he's very comfortable with his ignorance.
Well, that's not true. I used to go to movies all the time when I was in college. So, All the President's Men.
Did you go to see Jaws?
Yeah.
Yeah, that had to be wild. What was the reaction in the theater?
People were gasping when the shark comes out of the water. Everybody's aghast.
Had you ever seen anything like that before?
It was very realistic. I don't know why
I
Greg
haven't.
Cody is saying it doesn't hold up.
When I watch it now, I'm like, what a fake-looking shark. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but a lot of people are, but it's still very scary, very effective. Think of there's such a huge economy around that movie. The licensing it's still generating buku bucks.
Right.
And no one ever dares to invoke, hey, let's remake this. It's such an easy movie to remake. The shark doesn't look super real by today's standards. No one wants to touch that film because it's perfect.
You're right, and I remember in real time in the mid-'70s, that movie had a chilling effect on beach going and wandering into the ocean.
It's not just that, though. There are so many ways that can be done poorly. Like in watching some of these documentaries, it took them a minute before they arrived at the title Jaws, but one of the rejected titles was What's That Gnawing on My Leg?
Yeah, I like that one.
What?
Can you believe it? If you believe it. Talk about time travel.
Bit wordy.
Imagine if we were 50 years after talking about what's that gnawing on my leg.
Put it on the poll.
That sounds like a podcast.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Would Jaws had been as popular if it had been exactly the same movie, but
Tony just went. That podcast is hosted by Zoe.
But named What's That Gnawing on My Leg? Because the movie could be exactly the same, and that one detail, I'm with you. There's no way
John Williams is like, I'm going to nail this score for What's That Gnawing on My Leg. I bet you the music is different because he's like, that music says Jaws, but it doesn't say What's That Gnawing on My Leg.
That's crazy to think about how many details could derail something, because I just don't believe we talk about it with the same reverence in any way. If everything had been the same, but that had been the title.
It's also, I don't think Jaws is as big if it's What's That Gnawing on My Leg.
I would just love to see the people reading the Best Picture nominees that year. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. What's that gnawing on my leg?
Spielberg was hurt because they didn't get nominated, but they certainly wouldn't have got nominated if the name of the movie is What's That Gnawing on My Leg?
Might have helped if Cuckoo's Nest won.
So I come back around on the point that I made earlier, because you guys put it on the poll at Le Batard Show, more iconic music from the movies, Jaws theme or Star Wars theme. But if you guys had to choose rival musical things, and I give you the entirety of the history of the movies, I was marveling at the idea that a shark movie 50 years later would be the thing that would ascend to the very top of my list. But what else would you put in this conversation?
Horror has, as a genre, a secret hack to making music so extra important and memorable, because you could be walking down the street, and if you hear you already go back to that. Psycho, another one. Some of the more iconic scores are in that horror genre because it makes you fear. It elicits that Good, Bad, the Ugly is great, but it doesn't necessarily make you feel anything when you hear it. If you hear Psycho while you're showering, you're gonna feel fear.
I got the one for my generation, and it's easy. Jurassic Park.
John Williams, man. There's a John Williams documentary that's pretty solid. That guy's one of the
That will
greats.
give me goosebumps every single time.
If we did a movie, I know they do this on the Greg Cody Show featuring Greg Cody, but I feel like we can ask Greg Cody some very simple movie questions that he would not know the answers to, that would make his expertise unravel.
Very popular segment on my podcast. Occasional segment hosted by my youngest son, Michael.
It's just to point out how little you know about the movies, right?
Well, I try. I sometimes answer them correctly. Depends on their questions.
Could you name an actor from Goodfellas?
De Niro.
Yeah, see, he knows De Niro.
Yeah,
like
it's a silver
and Al
platter
Pacino,
one.
like those are the ones he'll usually get.
Those are my go-to actors, no matter what movie you mention.
Their late life choices on movies have been interesting. Pacino and De Niro in a race to make crud in their 80s.
For example, Dad, who starred in Braveheart?
I have no idea.
Come
De Niro.
Such a different
movie.
Great segment, I'm telling you.
Braveheart. How am I supposed to know
They
that?
can never take our freedom.
That was also going to be De Niro. And what's that gnawing on my leg?
Planet Earth.
That's right. It's time for Against the Spread. Against the Spread. Against the Spread. Against the Spread. And it's brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. It's the spread. Against the Spread. Zaz, what do you got?
I got something for you here. You know about that WNBA? We're going to go with the Minnesota Lynx. They are on the road tonight at the Chicago Sky. You know about that? Nafisa Collier? We're going to lay 10.5 points with Minnesota at Chicago. You know about the Sky is Angel Reese? We're fading them. We're going with Minnesota, laying 10.5 points on the road tonight. That's how you do it.
Tony?
We got Summer League action tonight at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. Your Miami Heat, 5.5-point dogs against the Boston Celtics. I'm going to take the Heat, plus 5.5. Kasper Jonas, let's see if he's going to have a good game. Also can't name anybody else on Boston's team.
Zaslow's Cell Block, Brawl on Cell Block
Great
99 and Shot Caller. You've seen both
Shot
of them?
Caller's greatest prison movie ever made. And Brawl and Cell Block 99 is really good, too.
Put on the poll at Le Batard Show, is Shot Caller the best prison movie ever made? I like that new music for Against the Spread. And in Juju's gambling segment, Thursday Thunder, he again went 2 for 3. It has now gotten cruel and haunted. And he always comes close on the third one. It's brutal. But Juju, welcome back. We hit you with a flurry of polls there at the end. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Yeah, man. Thursday Thunder, man. It's starting to become a health hazard for me because I want it so bad. My heart be so invested. And this week, Sonia Citron snatched my heart out of my chest.
I'm sorry this keeps happening. Let's get to some of the things on the docket here. Do we have a Joker of the Day today?
Yes, we do. We have a Joker of the Day, Joker of the Week. We might change the award name from Mario Cristobal Joker of the Week to the now new and improved RG3 Joker of the Week. Matter of fact,
ask Jemele about that, and I forgot to ask her about that.
Right. As a matter of fact, no more RG3. We're not calling you RG3 no more. Your name is Bob. No more. I don't even care about your last name. Like Bob Griffin, that's who you are. If you're going to come out and try to defend someone, Angel Reese, who you've already had a couple of run-ins with over the time, talking about she hates Caitlin Clark, this or that. If you're going to come out and defend her, don't repost the racist ass picture that's attached for calling her whatever they're calling her. And then within your defense of her, try to sneak in, well, I did talk to people in her inner circle and they did confirm that she hates. You didn't talk to anybody, man. Show us your sources. Show us anybody that believes you. Please, sir. Robert Griffin III, formerly known as RG3. Now you are Bob Griffin. You, sir, are the Joker of the Week.
He is getting dragged by everybody on that one. That's as strong as Juju will ever come at anybody, given that he's all about positive vibes around here. What was your favorite video from the show today? We played a lot of good ones.
Bruh, the Mike Ditka video, I don't know, what is it, Paul Horney or whoever it is, they put some charges against that brother because that was malice. He got away with it. And then here come the horn dog.
Why? Do we know why he pushed him?
He was just roughhousing with him. It's just how the old linebackers do it. Yeah, the running backs, the old football players, that's how they do it. They just they hit each other in the chest, and then one of them goes flying off the stage, breaks a hip.
Toss that animal in jail now if he's still with us. I'm not sure. Salute the ball, honey.
I wait a minute. Is that a $50 fine for Juju?
I don't know if he's alive or not. Let's see.
I think that might be a $50 fine for Juju. What are your thoughts, Juju, on the idea that we keep coming back to? Messi and LeBron James are old people, but we can't stop talking about them. They're not as old as Horning and Ditka, but they're ridiculously old and still at the top of the sport.
Brother, I think LeBron, he makes sense at this time in history. Messi, he makes sense at this time in history. I saw a robot in khakis run down a hill yesterday. I think the science suggests around this era that they have a little bit more access to knowledge to have that longevity increased. So I believe, you feel me? The knowledge, as some of us call it. But yeah, I think he got a lot of knowledge in those limbs these days.
Let's update some polls here. At Le Batard Show is where it is that you go. I'm sorry for the barrage that I hit you with at the end there that was hard to keep up with. Sharks, prison movies, or heist? Which one are you going with there, Tony? Which one?
Heist movie's always in for me.
Heist is always the one. What are you shaking your head about there, Mike?
I love sharks. I mean, I hate them, but I like to see them die on the big screen. And I like to be scared by them, and then I respect their power, but I also hate them.
Nice. Is it redundant to say ridiculous mustache? 51% of the audience says, no, it is not.
Wow. Big victory there for mustache rides.
Is The Addams Family one of the best shows of all time? 69% of the audience says, no, it is not.
My man.
Dumb audience.
Has social media replaced the tabloids? 98% of the audience says, yes, it has.
Sad.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
I feel bad for my chair right
It
now.
is warm in there.
Literally dripping
it's warm.
sweat.
It is. It's gotten warm. Zaslow, one of the highlights of the show today for me is learning that you don't know how to snap your fingers. It's super funny.
Can't snap, can't whistle, can't blow bubbles.
Right. One of the highlights of the show to me, one of my highlights of the show was Greg Cody being fed by Lewis. Raggedy bitch.
That was wild.
Great line. Probably his best line ever.
What makes you say you fed me that?
I don't know. Maybe I got
My
sources.
lingo.
Do you know anyone who can't snap their fingers? This has never happened in the history of the show.
This can't be.
50% of the audience says yes. 50% of the audience says no.
There are a lot of us
Holy
out there.
moly.
That's cap.
Is whistling a lost art? 85% of the audience says yes, it is.
Damn right.
Bring back jousting.
This has to be 100%.
Jack.
90% of the audience says yes.
Nice.
I'm going to switch to the Twitter poll because they had more time to vote on this poll, the important poll that we all want to know. What kind of movie grabs your attention the most? Prison escape, heist, shark, and I also added Zaz's time travel. 64% of the audience says heist.
Yeah, heists are great. I love heists.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Would Jaws have been the same? Oh, sorry. Find me $3. Would Jaws have been as popular if it would have been the same exact movie, but it was called What's Gnawing on My Leg? 73% of the audience says no, it would not have been more popular. And the last poll, more iconic movie music, Jaws or Star Wars? 68% of the audience says Star Wars.
Whoa.
And those are your polls.
Put this on the poll. Where the hell did Dan go? What happened?
Thanks, Juju.
Thank y'all.